Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sand Hills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Do you want off the bat, Sip, Bill, an update on a sporting event from last night?
The World Series?
The World Series?
Yes, I
which we
do.
have not mentioned for one
I do.
second yet on these airwaves.
Brief me like I'm the president.
As of last night, the Los Angeles Dodgers lead the World Series 3-0. They win 4-2 in New York City. 1 game away from World Series number 8.
Okay.
And they're second in the last 5 years. How about that for some baseball talk off the bat?
Yeah. I've watched
Take that,
I've watched
Yankees.
Yeah.
Take it.
I've watched a quarter of an inning so far. I
That's
believe.
good. That's
I think
good, Bill.
I don't think I've seen a full batter. I think it was like I just flipped over and saw the score, then flipped back or something.
Why aren't you
Mid-count.
interested?
You saw it mid-count.
Mid-count.
Just 1-2 count.
Yeah,
Bill
it's a
saw.
1-2 count. Okay, I'm done with that.
I've done my job. I've watched some baseball.
I haven't watched any either.
I would get excited about maybe, like I said, a game 7. If there was a game 7, I'd want to watch that.
Does not appear headed that way right now.
No, it does
with
not
the way the
appear like
series
that.
is
I was
going.
when the Cubs won it. That was a big thing. I remember that it was like when they won it. It was on like a Monday or Tuesday. It was like during the football season. So I was up late watching it, and it was the next day was rough.
Good. Watch Jake. Watch Jake here.
Okay.
Get ready for Jake to pull a name.
Okay.
Who was the rapper that sang the song to start the night last night?
I didn't watch the World
Oh,
Series.
God. It was something Joe.
Oh, Fat Joe.
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe.
Now he pulled it. He got it.
He got it.
Oh,
You knew
yeah.
he'd get it.
Big
Yeah.
Fat Joe
Fat
fan.
Joe. So they had Ice Cube sing like a song. Bill, they had him go out. Okay, so Ice Cube went out before game 2 in L.A. and sang to the whole crowd. And it was not like, it was live. It was not like a,
Did he lip sync?
no, there wasn't a lip
Are you
sync.
positive?
Yeah. And
Okay.
same with Fat Joe. I did watch Fat Joe, then I turned it off. Not because of Fat Joe. He was fine.
You watched Fat Joe sing in the World Series and didn't watch the baseball game. That's amazing.
He went out.
That's absolutely incredible.
I've never seen this though. They went out. He goes out to the field and they like sing, like a rap song, to get the crowd going. It was
This
amazing.
is before the game?
It was just him on the field.
Like, is this before?
So it was Ice Cube in L.A. and Fat Joe in Yankee
was this
Stadium.
before or after the anthem?
Good question.
Or was it a rapped anthem yesterday?
No, I think it was. My guess is it was after the anthem. So he was trying to exhort the crowd.
Yeah, I've never seen that before either.
No, this is
I've
a
never
new
seen
thing.
that. I would like to have seen that.
Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Now Ice Cube, I heard, brought down the house.
Yeah.
Fat Joe, he was good, but it didn't really it wasn't overwhelmingly good. There you go. See what the textures are saying.
Well, I'll give you this too. Aaron Judge, who had like 59 home runs regular season, World Series, 1 for 12, 7 strikeouts. That is what he's had.
Ooh,
so
he
far.
strikes out a lot.
He does. He's bad in the postseason. It's just a fact. Just a fact. Baseball.
3-0 Dodgers.
3-0. Dodger in game 4 in New York City. I think that was tonight. I want to think it's
Probably
tonight.
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 Probably tonight.
Maybe
Full.
tonight. Yeah,
Okay.
they wouldn't have a day off. Not a day off.
Also, Monday Night Football, Steelers beat the Giants 26-18. Pittsburgh 6-2 on the season. Your
Wow.
boy, Mike Tomlin, getting it done.
Wow.
Russ Wilson was good last night, too.
Was he?
He was. He's playing some
Give
good
him
football.
his due. Give him his due.
They've had 2 quarterbacks that have played. Justin Fields was winning games. The stats weren't great, but they won games. And Russ looks like he's back to his upper 20s again, playing some ball out there.
Justin Fields is a dude. His response to basically getting benched was, "Hey, we wouldn't be having this conversation if I was playing good. If I just need to play better." That's a dude response.
Yeah,
You like him, didn't you?
I'm just telling you. I saw that response. I was like, that was incredible.
It's a dude.
Yeah, wasn't a bunch of palms up and no. I was like, no. I just if I was playing better, I'd be. Yeah,
We
I
wouldn't be having
understand.
this conversation.
Yeah, it was like the quarterback for the Giants last week got replaced, and he was upset. And
That'd be Daniel Jones.
They had 100 yards of total offense. 100 yards. When they took him out there in the 90s, he had they threw 90 yards of total
He didn't
offense.
understand. Why am
And
I
he was
getting
like,
pulled?
I don't get this. I don't understand this. Because if you're off the mark, you need a spark.
Oh, Bills throws his pack,
Yeah.
tying it together the next day.
I would like to see you bring headlines into the booth over the headsets.
I would like to sit behind you at a game, and then anytime
Whisper
something
in his ear.
happened, I would just make a headline and slip it to you. Just make a headline and say,
come by and say it.
just come by.
He's off the mark.
Mark.
You need a spark. All
Just
right,
walks-
thank you.
He just walks away.
Just walk away. Everything is dropped the mic. Everything is dropped the mic.
There's no conversation.
No conversation. There's not. What do you mean by that? Just say it and just walk off.
That's all.
And all I'm doing is headlines. I'm not
And I go
helping
back
with
and
anything else.
I stand by Keith Mann until something else hits me. Then I walk up and I drop it on you.
I gotta
and
go
I
talk to
leave.
Sip real quick. I got a headline.
Hang on, I got to talk to Sip real quick.
I'll be back in 10 seconds.
Hang on.
Got a headline.
Wow.
Amazing.
I would. I'd just go see you. Is Babcock still up there?
Yes, he is.
God, I'd love to see
Mike Babcock.
Yes, I'd love to stop and see Babcock.
He would love if
Yeah.
you stopped and saw him. He always has he often has candy. Almost always has candy.
Whoa.
Yeah,
He's giving it away?
Yeah,
Like Halloween?
He usually has a bag of candy. there.
Halloween up there for Babcock every day.
It's not. I don't know that he does it every time, but a lot of times he'll have a bag of candy,
Mm.
not Halloween related. Not Halloween. I don't have anything else. I did think about quarter zips yesterday a little bit, and it dawned on me how genius they are.
Quarter zips. Because
Quarter
that's
zips.
a full zip right there.
I
You
know
have.
what I'm wearing.
Uh,
But the quarter zip like Bill has, whoever came up with the concept is brilliant,
They are brilliant.
because what it is essentially is a sweat. It's a excuse for a dude to wear a sweatshirt.
Hmm.
It doesn't. You're not really dressed up, but you're not dressed down because of that zipper.
You jazz it up a little.
Yeah, it's just jazzed up a little bit.
yeah.
And it's not like wearing a sweatshirt, which you kind of want to do,
Yeah.
but no, that doesn't look good enough. You can't go to the restaurant in that sweatshirt, but you can go in a quarter zip, right?
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's
What,
something.
what about the full zip?
No, it's not the same. Whoever came up with it was brilliant, because you can just slip on a quarter zip and with a pair of slacks and you're dressed up.
I do about every single day.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Every single day I wear that.
I
I'm
know.
going to say quarter zips for me. You're looking at 300 days a year.
More
I
than
think
that, isn't it?
I might be about to say,
Is it
Bill.
more than that?
Well, I
Can
go
we-
with my
can we go
orange.
with
I
that?
go with my orange and my
Oh.
yellow shirts for the summer.
Summer. That's
Yeah,
the
so
thing.
So that's the thing. When it gets like
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Yeah, it's brilliant. There was whoever came up with it. I don't know if there's one
And
person.
at one point in time, you thought we had 3/4 zips down to the navel.
I
That was the
love
one.
that.
That was the one. That,
3/4
big,
zip. Just belly
little,
button.
little easier to get on.
Oh, like a
still need
3/4
proof.
zip.
I still need proof that it actually exists somewhere. We need
I didn't-
proof,
Yeah.
video, or picture proof of
I
a
just
3/4 zip jacket.
No, I just misspoke. I mean, it was. I was referring
3/4
to
zip.
Better times.
better.
As we were back in the old station.
Yeah, we were back.
Hey,
Uh,
better times. There wasn't quarter zips when we were growing up.
I don't believe there
I
was.
don't.
no.
I don't know when they came on the scene.
There was a time, and it's went away, and I'm still like, I wish it was here and I wish it was back. There was a time when the fad took over of the mock black or mock underneath the sport coat. Oh yeah, and that was again. That's like a sweatshirt, a light sweatshirt under a sport coat. Oh, and that just made life so easy.
But
and-
sometimes guys would wear exaggerated ones, exaggerated turtlenecks, and it looked ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
It was
The
like
true-
up to his.
The true
Up there.
turtleneck, the double, the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
folded over about.
Come
It's
on.
like you're wearing a neck brace and all the way up to here. Yeah, what are we doing? What are we
You
doing?
almost had to be a professor,
Yeah,
right?
with a corduroy jacket with
Yeah.
with the pads on,
Patches,
patches on the elbows.
Oh, Jake,
Yeah.
this is idle chit.
We have a text here from an Iowa number, unnamed texter.
Unnamed from Iowa.
This-
Identify
this-
yourself.
This goes back to the World Series real quick. You understand why I'm going. He says, so early break should start with the national anthem, followed by some rap by Sip Bowl to pump up the breakers every day.
Yeah.
Simple. I like that.
Yeah.
No, national anthem's
We
not a
are
bad
due
idea.
for another Sip rap at some
I'll
point,
have
I
something.
think.
I'll have something soon.
Hey, 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 hey,
Hey.
hey, hey.
Hey. 6. It was very important to me.
It's important to have that. Also, I didn't get this one. Jake hates me in the text I had. It's called
Okay.
Jake hates me.
Yeah,
It says quarter zips gross me out and I'll never wear one. I don't get that.
I don't
Make
either.
that make sense to me. I
No,
don't
that
understand
does not make sense to me. Respect for people that hate Jake, but
Thank you.
But no, I'm going to push back on that one. real
Yeah,
hard.
well, you
I
wear
don't
300
understand.
times.
Yeah, I do.
I don't. I'm pushing back too. I don't wear them, but I recognize the genius. I was looking at Dannon yesterday, but Dannon it's Dannon and all these sports writers around him are wearing quarter zips. I'm like, yeah, this is brilliant. Just slip on a quarter zip. You're pretty much you're set. Remember that, Ben. Just wear a quarter zip. You're set.
Ben wears a lot of expensive clothes.
He does.
We've commented on
kind
this.
of past
He's
the
very
quarter
well
zip.
to do.
There's times he's in there and he's got $800 worth of clothes on, and me and Sip between us have like
I know.
$30.
I know it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
Ben, sometimes we're kind of embarrassed.
yeah, it's okay, Ben. That's
You're
why he's
very-
on Tinder. That's why he's making a move.
You've done very well for yourself,
Yes,
as
I've
Bill
done-
said.
Ben's done very well
The
for
texter
himself.
follows up by saying, I don't hate Jake. Jake hates me. So
No.
I don't hate anybody.
No, you don't.
Jake doesn't.
Oh,
have
no,
it.
there's
Come
a
on.
few.
True. Hey,
You
not
said,
you,
when you
Jake
said
hates
Jake
me,
is, hey, well, Jake will get this name and this, whatever. I called Jake yesterday for something. I need some advice. I go, Jake, I'm calling you for one reason. I go, you're the smartest guy that I know. I said, you're the guy. I go, I wouldn't call Sipple on this. I wouldn't.
God dang it.
No, and you wouldn't call me on this. I wouldn't call him. I called Jake on
What
more
was it?
random information that has nothing to do with sports, anything. He's like, hey,
No.
Jake, I'm trying to work on this deal with my taxes. Would that be a right? Oh, yes, that would be. I mean, he knows everything.
life talk with
I do,
Jake.
I do.
over
He
here.
does.
Me and Bill
Yeah.
have life talk.
Ben, keep that in mind.
You know how we have trip time with computer? You can just have life with Jake and just have him ask. You can ask him anything.
It's pretty
No,
true.
actually, it is. I mean,
I don't usually do that
and then
with
yesterday
Jake.
I had a little bit of a pickle, and he goes, "Well, I'm not 100% sure." And it's all of a sudden I hear
I typed.
he's typing.
Yep.
And all of a sudden he finds it on and sends it to me.
I sent him a link. I said,
Send
I
me a
think this is
link.
what you're going
That's
for.
what you're
here.
looking for right here.
Was
Yes.
it the right link?
It was. I also reached out to the lawyer of the stars, Mossman, to help
Okay.
me on this.
Mossman can be
Yes.
very helpful.
Yeah, so he was very helpful.
Yeah,
Yes.
you get Mossman while he's still young.
Idle Chit Chat. Twizzlers in the text line says, shout out to my amazing daughter, Bryce. It's her 12th birthday. Have an amazing day. to
Bryce, 12.
All right.
Oh,
Way to
man.
go.
Bryce.
Twizzlers.
Go 12.
Yeah, it should be a beautiful day for you. Well, 50-mile-an-hour winds might
That
throw you a little.
throw you off a little bit.
It's a little sore.
Guy, yesterday,
warm,
Might literally throw you
yesterday
out.
was a little bit of a breeze, but I enjoyed yesterday. About 72.
Oh,
It's nice.
I mean, yesterday was a day.
If
that
you
was
weren't
a fall day.
outside last night, you
Last
missed
night
out.
was
I
beautiful.
took a 4-mile walk last night.
Jeez.
It was perfect. It could not have been nicer weather last night.
No, it was
beautiful.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible.
I think you'll see a lot of leaves go today.
It's gonna
40-mile-an-hour
it's
wind.
gonna be a big leaf day.
You'll see a lot of leaves go.
It's a bad
This
one.
is-
It's a
we
bad
are-
one.
we
too.
are
This is
throws
deep
of
idle
idle.
chit chat.
This is
great.
extremely deep.
Railroader Matt says we all like the quarter zip, but can we start a movement to bring back the sweater vest as well?
The sweater.
Jim Tressel, of course.
Oh,
knows the
not a
sweater
bad
vest.
idea.
Not a bad idea. I wasn't a sweater vest guy, but I don't mind him. They're fine.
Satterfield's a sweater vest guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he wears
Yeah.
one every game. New Heisel, sweater vest. I like, you know what, now that we mention it, I would be more apt to go sweater vest than quarter zip.
It's a very popular look right now. It's not really a sweater vest, but the vest with the kind of the dry fit shirt underneath. That's very popular for
Dry
coaches.
fit.
For coaches right now on the
Oh,
sideline,
yes.
you see that a lot.
That's Satterfield.
Yeah, you see
Yeah.
that a lot.
Dry fit.
That is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by our
Jake's had
friends
enough.
at Renew. Please call or text David at 402-833-3858. Go to renewyourauto.com. They do everything from body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray and bedliners, paintless dent repair, and more. Again, renewyourauto.com. Sip, you were at the press conference yesterday
Jake.
for Matt Rule,
Yeah.
Nice.
post Ohio State, pre UCLA. Matt Rule. How would you describe Matt Rule's mood yesterday? You were there.
Matter of fact.
Matter of
It's
fact.
There's nothing that really defined it. It was matter of fact.
Okay.
And he did, you probably don't have this sound,
All right.
but late in the press conference, he got to the kind of the heart of the matter, I thought. It was with 1 minute, 42 seconds left. I saw my tape. And he said, my question with the guys this week is, what did you learn this past week? Okay. What did you learn from the loss to Ohio State? And he said gave a pretty stock answer. I think a lot of the players learned that we belong. We can play with anybody when we do X, Y, and Z. Then the second question, he said, my second question My second question is, what happened 2 weeks ago? Now he didn't give a player answer, and he didn't really answer the question, but that's it. That's, to me, is like, okay, so what's the deal? And now, he basically said, we're going to find out about this team against UCLA. And then I would say the next 4 weeks. So I don't know if you have that. Do you have that?
I don't
sound?
see that here.
No, because it was late and it was kind of like people were kind of
checked out.
Well, yeah, I think people are kind of packing up. Now, as far as things that you would want to sound, you would want to. I think you got to go to the officiating sound. What he said about the officiating against Indiana.
Here is Matt.
Pretty
Rule,
long spiel.
Matt Rule on that from yesterday.
There was a really controversial OPI in the Ohio State-Oregon game, right? And they called offensive pass interference. And so what ends up happening is over the next couple of weeks, the officials, there's all these points of emphasis and all this stuff, and they're talking about OPI, and they're talking about OPI, and then all of a sudden we show up and we get 2 OPIs, on the last drive of the half and on the last drive of the game. Now, you guys have watched this. I don't know how many OPIs we've had this year, offensive pass interference. But these points of emphasis, that kind of hit you each week, something happens and we change the kickoff return mechanics. Like, as a coach, I can't change what an 18-year-old does or a 22-year-old does on 3 days' notice. We went through camp. We go through all the officiating training. Officials come to practice. We're told to do things a certain way. And then as the season goes on, as things happen, man, the officials have to adjust. But we have to adjust. And all of a sudden you get into a game like this and all this stuff happens. So I appreciate the transparency. I do want to make sure everyone understands where I stand, though. I advocate for the officials. I think we should let them call the game, and it shouldn't be all this. It shouldn't change as much as it does based upon this and that. We should just let them call the games and live with the result, right? Like we live with the players' result. So I appreciate that. Some tough things went against us. We've had replay go against us. We've had my penalties go against us. I don't want any more apologies on Sunday. Like, it can't happen against UCLA. Can't happen against Iowa. These things can't happen moving forward. And so I'm very forward thinking. I appreciate, Bill. I appreciate Tony. I appreciate Troy. I appreciate everybody. But it can't keep happening to us. It needs to be fair. And that's not about the guys making judgment calls. They got a tough job. I just want to tell us what the rules are, and we'll kind of go from there.
I'm sorry I didn't provide context. The context was the Big Ten yesterday released a statement from the COO, Chief Operating Officer. His name is Kerry Kenny, for what it's worth, just acknowledging that the Big Ten was wrong in its spot late in the first half, which should have, on the spot that should have been a first down, it wasn't. So they acknowledged an error, and that's why there was talk about officiating. And I wanted to say something. I hate talk about officiating. I don't like it. I was brought up to understand that officiating doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you play above it, and it doesn't need to be discussed at length. So I don't like discussing it, but you guys have at it.
No,
I'm just not.
I agree with you. I think the thing that you have to, and it's hard when you see bad calls for your team, but you have to understand too that there's a lot of things that are bad calls. I mean, they reversed the other call, right? The targeting.
They did.
They reversed the targeting, and like I said it on air yesterday. I go from what I'd seen, that was not targeting for what I've seen called this year. But whatever. But my point is, there's a lot of bad officiating, right. And I really don't believe that the officials I think there's been bad officiating. I brought it up on air, but I don't think they get together and select a team like, hey, it's Northwestern, Purdue. It's like, well, Purdue's going to have to earn it today because things are going Northwestern's way.
Right. I don't
think that part, but there has been bad officiating.
Sure. And it's worse. Yeah. Now I get why I understand why the conversation's escalated because it's worse.
Oh, and I've been livid with officials.
Right.
I mean, just out of.
So have I. I tweeted about it
during a game. I've been just absolutely. So I understand especially as a coach, I'm look at it a little bit different now from being outside of it.
Sure.
But there's some bad officiating. When you start watching it, it's like, so just watch a regular game. You go, oh, whoa, didn't see whoa.
See, that's the thing. It is. There no doubt about that. And I did tweet about it. You could hammer me on that. Why you tweet about it if you don't like? Well, there are some things that come up that you can't just ignore. So that's that. Now, also, I asked him about the screen game. I said, loaded question, but does the screen game need to be better?
Here's Matt Rule on that from yesterday.
I'll be very humble when I say this. I completely understand why people are frustrated, right? Completely, Same time, what I would say is you go block that front without throwing a couple screens and tell me, okay. I mean, they're dominant, absolutely dominant. There's some kids that feel really bad on our team because they see the heat that Sat's taking or I'm taking or whoever, and they know that they had a missed assignment. If they had blocked the man-to-man defender, the ball would have gone for about 50. So, that being said, you have some things built in, like, hey, we're running this play. If they bring zero blitz, throwing a screen. That's what kind of most people do. And they threw the screen and we just didn't make the block or whatever. So we look at everything like we have to be better as coaches. Like, it always starts with us. There's one thing you're not allowed to do in our building. You could never say the players weren't good enough. You can never say, oh, so-and-so, he's not good enough. So yeah, it wasn't good enough. The screen game wasn't good enough, to have 2 on the final drive. I can understand why people would be frustrated about that. We came out and threw the go ball to Jamal and got the offense. He caught it. And we have the ball on the 45-yard line. We got the offensive pass interference. We came out. We threw the backside in cut versus cover 2. The targeting play. We get the ball. They came out. They played man. We went to the screen. So I wish we could go back on those things. But yeah, I mean, the screen game hasn't been terrible for us, but it was not very good for us in that game. And it's just one of those things come out of the game as coaches, and you're like, hey, we really thought going into that game we were going to need to be able to screen them because of their pass rush. Even plays like we were putting Wood in motion and running as fast as we could and blocking their DN and handing the Bonner and handing the ball off. He missed one in a crucial time, but yet they weren't quite running up the field and rushing us as much as they were because they had to play the screens. They had to so much of football to me is complimentary. There's things I really regret from that game. Some of the play calls we called, some of the defenses we called, but that's ball, man. So I don't know if that answers the question, but it wasn't good enough. It hurt us in crucial situations. We got to be better. We went into it with a plan, thinking we needed to be able to do that. And in the key moments at the end of the game, it didn't work out.
Janier and Bonner is Wood. As far as the screen, Bill, this is a question for Bill. Okay, so
I'm listening.
Against pressure, a common remedy is a screen.
Absolutely, it's a great call.
What else?
Did everyone on clap when they scored Nebraska scored a touchdown? Yeah, it was a 0 blitz. They ran a screen.
Which one?
The touchdown Nebraska scored.
Well, it was called short to 1, right? And then
what's that?
It was called a touchdown.
Got it. Okay,
right,
so what else?
So Jake's argument for providing an inch, but
do?
that play got a first down and got him the touchdown.
Yeah.
But Jake still wants to make sure that it's okay.
I'll just say it get down to 1. It was almost a
But
touchdown.
so you didn't like that play?
I know I like the play.
And what was it
I was just
against?
correcting. It wasn't.
And what was it against? And what was it against?
Yes.
Okay, so
what was the pressure? Zero
Zero.
pressure. That a guy right up the A gap, unblocked.
What else do you do against pressure as an offense? What do you do?
Formation it, and you get into bunches and stacks, so they can only press one guy. So you have a chance for some free access throws.
Okay,
that you can get some speed. It's different
bunch formation.
Bunch formation, and you motion to them. It makes you work a lot harder on the outside because all of a sudden now they can't put someone on them. And then also
this is valuable information.
And the next thing is speed option. Speed option is a huge blitz beater.
Why is that?
Blitz beater, okay. Because there's the linebacker. Everyone's at the same level. They're all at the line of scrimmage. So if you get them blocked down, you pitch off the defensive end. The tackle can get up, and so you have much. Anytime that was the big thing of the 46 defense, the Bear defense was option football, caused it a lot of problems. That was a heavy man pressure defense, and then option football caused it a lot of problems.
And then when you hear the term like man beaters. Yeah. Like what's the throw? What throw are you talking about that got to the 1? Was that to Nayor?
What's that? I don't know who it was.
It was a screen pass. I thought Nebraska scored the next play in the run play.
They called it a touchdown on the field.
Oh, okay. That was inside screen?
Yeah, inside screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And so the reason it's so good is because if you can get the ball off, especially on the tunnel screen, you get the ball off and the O lineman take it. Yeah, that probably let's make sure I clear that. I'm sorry about that. Yes, it was not a running back. There's what we used to call spider screen, which is also really good. That's where the back steps up like he's going to block and just turns around, you flip it to him. And if you flip it in between the D linemen that are rushing, then the O linemen are out in front of you.
Yeah,
so slow screen can work, but it's not near as good. The spider screen, which we used to call, is where he just steps up, turns, flip it to him, and go. or the tunnel, because if the pressure's coming this way and the old lineman 1,001 get a hand on them and they take off and you catch the ball in behind them and there's no second level, it could be. I mean, I've seen touchdowns.
That's what happened
off of that.
That's what happened with Nayor. That was an inside tunnel screen.
Yes,
perfect. Now it takes a lot. The quarterback in that situation, you got to get the ball out, and he was under duress when he threw it. Yeah. It's rough, but you got to make the play. They did. So that's the screen thing. How about comments on Dylan himself? The question is, what kind of progress has he made since UTEP?
Here's Matt Rule.
Better and better and better. I mean, so much of that game was, hey, getting the right play here, getting the right play there. I mean, you think about, you're a freshman quarterback. You go out in front of 100,000 people, all of whom have a feeling about you because maybe you were once committed there. Another one of your freshmen drops the opening kickoff return. You start with the ball on the 8-yard line. You bobble the opening kickoff. And what I loved about what Dylan did was he just settled down, right? He gave us chances. If you go back over the last 4 games and you calculate in all the defensive pass interference yardage we've gotten because we throw so many go balls, that would add into kind of what he's done passing game wise. But I think the things that he sees, the things that he's improving upon, this is there's no better teacher than experience. I think he's getting a ton of experience, and they threw a lot of things at him this week. Rutgers threw a lot of things at him. They threw a lot of things at him this week, though, more than he's seen in the past. And I thought he adjusted and handled it really well.
I'll tell you what, the start of that game, Bill, you were hunting, fishing. Yes. You were doing outdoorsman. You're an outdoorsman.
Outdoorsman.
I was Quentin. Muff the kickoff. Muff the kickoff. So they started at the 9, and then Buschini Shankola on the punt. I mean, okay. So the first play. Here's this. Okay, this was the start of the game for Nebraska. Ives muffs the kickoff. First down.
At the what yard line are they on?
At the 9. The first down at the 9, and Dante Dardell drops the handoff, -2. Great start.
Ominous start to the game.
Yeah. Then so Dylan did complete a pass to Emmett Johnson for 6, then got sacked for -8. That's the first series.
Then the punt was shanked.
Buschini, shank you very much. But they held.
Did you say shank you very much?
The defense held, though. The defense, and you know what happened? This is where the defense, right out of the gate, started to bow up, Bill. 32, Travion Henderson. It was 4th and 1. They got to stop. Yeah. MJ Sherman stopped Henderson. Oh, it was huge. And then they kind of settled in. They settled in. Now, Bill referenced yesterday, I was looking back at the stats, and we came to that point yesterday where I had forgotten what happened. Bill, they went up 14-3, and I think you're right. I think the stadium was like, okay, well, I know. I was like, okay, this is over. And I thought it was going to be over.
Now, I'd imagine, again, didn't see it, but probably even the field goal was probably so what happened, if I remember, they missed the field goal bad. So that had made it 17-3,
That's right. Yes.
And they would have been kicking off. Right. They probably got the ball at about, there's kind of a long field where they get the ball at.
It was a 42-yarder. So Nebraska got the ball to 24.
Oh, nothing great then. Okay. Yeah, nothing. I thought maybe they had a little better spot from where they missed it from. But anyway, if it goes to 17-3 and they don't get any points before halftime, it's you're
trouble.
Kind of,
it's trouble.
Yeah, a little bit trouble. But yeah, I remember it said like that. When it went to 14-3, it's kind of everything's kind of it's kind of going the way it's going to go. But then again, all the credit goes to Nebraska.
They mostly the defense, Bill. They stopped Ohio State at the 24. I mean, McGahee, remember he forced a fumble, a sack.
Yes.
And then Sherman chased down Will Howard for a gain of 2, and they forced a field goal when I thought they were going to go in and go ahead 21-3.
Not like that. It was trending that way.
Right. And then they got the stop, and the guy pushed it right, and everything kind of changed. The guy pushed it right. Jay Fielding pushed it right.
By about 30 yards.
Yeah. And then Nebraska went down and kicked a field goal. It was 14-6. Yeah. So now it's
one possession game.
Yeah. Now it's sort of a different kind of game. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's see. What else do you want to play there, Sparks?
Well, here's Matt Rule in terms of how big of a deal do you make it about the 6-win threshold getting to a bowl game, Matt Rule from yesterday.
Yeah, no, I really, I believe everything happens to you for a reason. We were 5-3 last year, and we were playing Michigan State, and we lost. Then we lost the rest of them, right? And so we were chasing something. to me, we went out to Indiana. We were 5-1. I felt like the guys were maybe chasing something a little bit. That's why I said I didn't do a good enough job of having them in the right mindset. Indiana got after us. We came back last week. We were playing to play. Like, we were freed up to, like, hey, we gotta redeem our name. We got to play for pride and play with heart and character. And that's what you saw. So I won't talk about anything other than that this week. You learned what it looks like against Ohio State. So carry it forward, and we'll do that each and every week.
We'll do that each and every week. That's the trick, because if they do it each and every week, they'll go 4-0 down the stretch. Now, I don't think they'll go 4-0 down the stretch. But I think Bill said yesterday that they could. I mean, they're it's feasible, but it's also feasible to go 0-4. I mean, if it comes down to this, if they play like they did against Indiana, they could go 0-4. If they play like they did against Ohio
they would
State.
go 0-4 if they play like that day easily.
And what would you say if they play like they did against Ohio State? They'll go 4-0. They'd have a shot.
Very strong chance.
They'd have a shot. They'd have a shot.
You always have a shot.
Well, yeah, you don't always have a shot, but they would, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you just look at who's remaining. It's a 2-5 team coming in like that. There's no chance. You don't look at Wisconsin going, how do we match up?
No,
you don't look at
USC.
Are you kidding me? USC 4-4?
No,
I mean,
and in Iowa,
yeah. You put the USC. The only thing you'd even consider with them would be their logo. Would be that they have some speed.
Yes,
but they're not trenches tough.
No, that's a game where I would think that Nebraska could sustain a ground game against USC.
Yeah. So all 4 games are the part that's hard, that when you talk about with different teams, which would be interesting, like what's Ohio State do this week. It'll be very interesting, because if you saw it, because I didn't see them, right, but there's 2 long touchdown passes early. Correct. So you're probably, as you're watching the game, you're like, well, we're in for it. The ball's going to be just screaming down the field, and it really wasn't. Didn't happen that way. But when you watch about teams and when teams can do different things, Georgia, 13-12 against Kentucky, a bad Kentucky team, 41-31 against Mississippi State. Had they played it to the very last play, starters in, all the way to the end, and then they said, let's play Texas, and they ran Texas off the field. They ran Texas off. That's what you deal with. In the pros and in college. You just deal with some ups and downs.
Right.
So I think you got 2 things out in Nebraska. That you had the absolute worst version of them and one of the absolute best versions of them. On back to back. And I'm telling you, it happens. It'll be really hard for anyone to be just spot on like that, just to be like
the same
spot
all the time.
on. It's like, LSU's up 17-7. They gave up 31 points in the second half to the backup quarterback. Things happen like crazy.
Speaking of things happening, Ohio State in that game, they targeted Egbuka. Is it Egbuka?
Emeka Egbuka.
And Smith a total of 8 times. Jeremiah Smith was only targeted twice in the second half.
I don't get that.
Nobody does.
I don't understand.
They couldn't get in the flow because they were off the field, and they couldn't get in the flow. They couldn't. I was surprised. There was one time, I think it was a 3rd and short. I think it was, or maybe it was even a 4th down, where they got tackled. They didn't get it. But Nebraska did a great job. But they had no edges, which means they were running basically like an inside zone play on a short yardage. But it was just a 5-man box, center, guards, tackles. Usually when you run on short yardage, you play with tight ends.
So why didn't they?
So you don't have edges. Like, people can't bend off the edge and make plays.
So
I don't know.
Didn't they?
I just think it was kind of like a little bit of like, just run it. We got it. We're good.
Because it's Nebraska.
And just run it. Yeah, that was so. I think not so much. It's Nebraska. It's we're Ohio State.
That was my words. That's not your words.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And now here's we are Ohio State though. They haven't ran the ball well for 6 quarters now. They haven't. And I will tell you this: it's not because of the running backs. Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson are healthy and good. It's not because of the scheme, because Chip Kelly can devise a run scheme. Yeah. It's because of the offensive line. I mean, they're not. They didn't get. Nebraska beat them up front
the whole game.
They did
the whole game.
Yeah. And they lost one offensive lineman prior to, which made a difference. But
they lost another one.
Now they've lost another one.
And they've shuffled it. Will they run the ball against Penn State? That's the question.
And the thing is, they're also good enough to go out and hang 42 on them.
I think so.
I don't think that will happen. No.
Are they?
But the issue they have right now is that like at A&M, what was the difference? They put someone in that could throw it decent, but could not kind of run, could really run it.
Yeah.
I mean, Howard can't really run it.
No, he can't.
He'll keep a ball to keep a play alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. He has, at the time, I don't know how this game ended, but he had 77 yards rushing on the season.
Right. He's not a great runner.
So that just tells you right now he's not a runner.
No.
And remember, he got told no at K-State.
They don't miss him. Don't miss him.
You're not the starter. He won the Big 12, and they told him to move along.
They don't miss him at all.
He's okay.
Yeah.
He's not what they're used
now,
to.
And honestly, but give him credit for Will Howard. He only threw one bad pass. He was 13 for 16. He sailed the ball for a pick.
Yes, that was
100.
He sailed the ball for a pick.
Malcolm
but his yards per attempt were what? What did he say they were? It's like
I have it right here.
13 points.
13 or something. It was like
13.
Hold on, Bill.
It was remarkable what the yards were. But
Will Howard, 13 for 16, 221. Not bad, right?
Yeah, there's like 13 yards per completion, which is a wow number.
So there you go. Anything else? There was
no. We will get to more in the second hour.
Okay.
Before we get to break, I think we're all hungry today. We're all famished. Where should we go for breakfast after the show?
Where should we go, Steve?
My thought would be Early Bird.
Well, we probably should go to Early Bird, 19th and K. Tons of parking, free parking right downtown, and breakfast burritos, chicken fried steak, which is what, Bill?
Smothered.
It's smothered.
Free parking.
A variety of pancakes,
large parking spaces. And free.
And don't forget the world famous hash holes,
bonus hole,
hash hole. I like your bonus hole.
Yeah, I'm changing it up a little bit.
So we did a little sandwich.
Yeah.
Hash hole, bonus hole, hash hole.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You have not been. Why have you not been to the Bird yet? That's
why?
That's your fault.
Ask yourself.
I want to text in. Why have you not been to the Bird?
Yeah.
I want answers.
Give me a reason.
Ask yourself that.
You can't handle the truth.
Stopping today, 19th and K, also in Iowa and Omaha, Early Bird. When we come back, do we know what order the top 4 teams are currently in the Big Ten? We'll discuss that next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of healthcare, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th, paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Gary Michaels Clothier's 41st anniversary sale is happening now. Our entire new fall inventory of suits, sport coats, sweaters, slacks, outerwear, footwear, all now marked up to 41% off. Don't miss your opportunity to save big on brands like Marcello, Bugatti, Jack Victor, Heritage Gold, Alberto, and Zanella. It's the Gary Michaels 41st anniversary sale going on now through November 2nd. Gary Michaels Clothier's 56th and Pine Lake, right here in Lincoln.
This October, the Bonsall Spooktacular 10 event is back with spooktacular savings all month long. Stop by anytime in October to discover incredible deals, including hot tubs as low as $5,995. That's up to 20% off MSRP. Plus, enjoy 10% off infrared and traditional saunas. Don't miss out on these hauntingly good offers. Visit Bonsall Pool and Spa today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better at 33rd and Pioneers.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hi, this is Investigator Joe Villamonte with the Lincoln Police Union, asking you to vote for Carolyn Bosin for legislator. As a prosecutor, Carolyn Bosin has always supported law enforcement to keep our community safe. Carolyn Bosin has the experience we need. Carolyn Bosin is the only choice for legislator to keep our community safe. Join the law enforcement community in voting to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bosin on November 5th.
Paid for by Bosin for Legislature.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey guys, it's Nick. The high school football playoffs are here, and we're continuing our high school football coverage live from Seacrest Field this Friday as 7 seed Lincoln Southeast hosts number 10 Millard North. Kickoff between the Knights and the Mustangs is slated for 7 p.m. as our pregame coverage starts at 6:50. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday from Seacrest Field as we bring you playoff action between Lincoln Southeast and Millard North right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're on the air.
Back.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids Farmers. We know that volume discounts are a major factor in ordering seed. Oftentimes, discounts are lost buying from multiple brands, but Beck's has the most diverse lineup in the marketplace. Go to beckshybrids.com for a full farm quote, and always remember the 3 F's: faith, family, and farming at Beck's Hybrids.
Sonny and Sigs. They're doing they're going to do a symposium after the season.
About what?
What's that? Leadership. Sonny and Signetti, both together in Indiana. How about that? How about Sonny being at the base of this turnaround? For the
I want to be at
Hoosiers?
that symposium.
That would be a fun
I'd like to
symposium.
see
I
that.
tell you, when you meet Sonny, you'll want to be around him. You want to be around him. Me and Jake talked to him.
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't caught on nationally. That
It will, but you're right. So it's shocking to me.
that more people aren't recognizing the impact Sonny's having on Indiana football.
If they go back to the
directly, Sonny Beck. Sonny and
I mean, he's
Sig.
standing right there on the sideline. Isn't he?
He has a headset on.
That's Sonny Beck.
Sonny Beagle, by the way. He can't have a headset on, but he does because he's above the law in Indiana.
It's called a fake pun. Who did it? Sonny. Sonny saw from up above. Let Sigs know.
They whisk
Sonny
him.
and Sigs.
They whisk him into the stadium.
They whisk him in.
Yeah.
Imagine he come. Thing is, Sonny would come in like with the work staff. Me and Jake saw him. He was talking. He's so down to
He
earth.
was talking to the caterer.
He was talking
in
to
the
caterer,
corner, just
thanking the
him for
caterer
the work.
and they fed like Well, they had 1,000 people there.
I would say at least 1,000.
At least
It was a
1,000.
huge event.
A huge event. Imagine all of a sudden we need a caterer. What kind of meal do you want? Well, we need this, brisket, this. How many? Roughly 1,200 people. That's a lot.
It makes me wonder if he was in the press box with the making sure the food was okay in Indiana.
Probably a gift.
Probably
that he
probably
was.
up there.
He probably was.
They had Parlor Donuts,
Yes.
local. I think it's a local entity.
And you ate 3 of them?
Parlor,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
3. No, and they weren't even donuts. They were more like rolls. And 3 is really going far. It is. It was embarrassing.
But you did.
It was embarrassing. Let's go.
Let's talk sports.
Hey, there's look at. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I'm quite. We are entering November this
We are.
weekend. We got 4 weeks left in the season, 5 weeks left in the season, and I'm curious. Do we have a clear picture of the order of the top 4 teams in the Big Ten? We know in the standings it puts Oregon, Indiana 5-0. They're tops. Then Penn State is at 4-0. Ohio State's at 4th with 1 loss. If you had to rank them right now in terms of where they should be overall in terms of how good they are, where would you rank those 4 teams?
Wasn't it simple?
Is it simple?
Oregon, Indiana, Penn State, Ohio State.
You think as the standings are, that's what it is?
That's what I would go.
I'd have a hard time probably. I would probably do Oregon, Penn State.
Oh, over Indiana.
Indiana. But like I said, I love Indiana. I'd rather see Indiana do it, but I would say Penn State too. I really believe they're better up front than Indiana is. I think, and that's always where I always put everything at.
The thing you wonder about Penn State is, do they got enough juice on the perimeter offensively?
Receiver is there's you don't name someone, you go like, who's their name? Who's their top receiver for Penn State?
No.
I don't know.
They have Warren, Tyler Warren,
which
he's
is
good.
incredible.
The
tight end, incredible. But other than that, no, you don't have anyone that's that much of it. And they were running the ball at more efficiency earlier in the year. That's not been as great late.
I don't mind. I'm not going to push back hard on that. I think Indiana has enough firepower to beat Penn State in a head-to-head match.
But we talked. We just indexed, and no one really feels right that Penn State's probably the number 2 team in the country.
No.
I mean, I don't feel that they're the second best team. In the country.
They beating Georgia?
Yeah.
Who are you picking?
Yeah. Especially, like I said,
who are you picking? Texas, Penn State. Who are you picking? Georgia, Penn State. Who are you picking?
I'm going with Georgia and Texas.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, and how about Penn State, Texas A&M?
I'll take A&M.
I'm taking A&M.
How about Bama, Penn State?
Yeah.
I'm taking Bama.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Keep going.
God, we get along. It's an incredible show. Incredible.
I mean, you could probably go a couple more teams down if you want to. I'll take Ole Miss maybe.
Yeah.
Now Ole Miss ain't moving the ball. They're not moving the ball.
Neutral site. I'd take Ole Miss. I really would. I would take Ole Miss at that time.
So now we just named 5 teams in the SEC who take over maybe the number 2 team in the Big Ten. What's that tell you?
Because right now the Big Ten is what 1, 2, and 4.
I think so.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 4.
Yes.
Who would you take? Clemson, Penn State.
Clemson.
I'm taking Clemson.
They'll take a Clemson for sure.
Miami, Penn State.
Now you might stop me. I might take up for James Franklin.
I would go Miami just because of Cam Ward. I'd say okay. I'd go Cam Ward.
So why do you feel that Penn State's better than Indiana then?
No, Bill does.
Oh, Bill. Why do you say that?
I just think they've got up front. They're pretty special. Just when you watch the game this week, it's hard to tell, but just the look what Penn State looks like.
No, it's not hard
to tell. Look at their defensive ends. Look what their outside. Just look how they. There's no one that doesn't fit the bill.
No, Jake. Just look at the body structure. I totally did that against Wisconsin. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the thing about that is that if Wisconsin doesn't throw the pick 6, that game's going to the last 5 minutes. Wisconsin's up 10-7 with the ball. They throw a pick 6 in the third quarter.
They did.
Yeah, it's like if they get a play out of there,
Change
get a first down, or just punt it out of there. Change the game. Everything changed off of one play, and it wasn't like it was an incredible blowout. It was 28-13. It wasn't like, oh man, this thing is it's out of control.
You know, something I'm looking at is just mild change of direction here, Jake.
Yeah.
I'm looking at something that Bill mentioned in the preseason, 18 teams in the Big Ten. You don't want to be at the bottom because it is, look at that. Just look at that. If you're down here, like USC,
it's a long ways down.
Yeah. If you're at USC, you are long. I mean, this was going into last week. USC was 1-4. Now they're 2-4, but they were 16th tied for 16th. But yeah, you got it's a long way. And it 2-2, you're still, you're just bunched among 5 teams.
So where
in the
does
middle.
Nebraska fall right now?
2 and 3.
And where does that put them in?
Well, they'd be way down. They're way down the list. They're not,
somewhere in that 9 to 10
7
spot,
to
probably
7 to 12.
7 to 12 spot in
Yeah.
there. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be a ridiculous number of ties.
Right.
I mean, there's going to be so many different ties that go on, and then again, the schedule for some of these guys, it's like, well, Washington is they're down. Their schedule was brutal.
Right.
Their flights were brutal.
Right.
I mean, it's like some people drew. Like it's like right now, advantage for the teams that didn't, and be advantage for Nebraska. Who are the best 2 teams right now in my mind, like that in the Big Ten? I think it's Oregon and Penn State.
You do, yeah. I think it's Oregon, Indiana.
Oregon, but anyway, but Nebraska didn't draw either one.
No,
some people.
Well, they drew Indiana, but they didn't draw
Indiana.
State.
They didn't draw
Oregon or Penn State.
So it's a good draw. They got USC, and everybody right away is like, whoa, USC out there, and it's like, huh.
No, they're just all right.
Oregon just curb stomped Illinois. That was an impressive win.
Yeah.
Right. So we all agree that Oregon's numero uno.
Yes.
That's
no
how
doubt
hard it is to hold up unless you're just incredible. I mean, that year that we won the national championship at LSU, Auburn was they had dudes. But I mean, we barely beat them at home on CBS.
You had to escape.
And we had to. I mean, we barely beat them. It was exhausting. We played. Both teams played there. My point is, you don't go out and then we beat Georgia in the SEC championship game. We put like 50 points on them. We scored 49 against Oklahoma in the first playoff game. In the first half.
Yeah.
Scored in a playoff game.
I'll never forget it.
But I'm just telling you,
I'll never
have
forget
these
it.
games. There was no chance. I mean, look at Illinois. They just played really well. They beat Michigan, which you still got to say, it's no big deal. Well, Michigan came back at home and beat Michigan State.
Oh,
and so it's a big deal.
better.
And then they flew out there and it was just,
no.
I mean,
No chance. No
and
chance.
it was just everything about it was it is really hard to do that. And I'm just telling you, if a team which has a chance, and Oregon has a chance, and they have a few rough flights, but their flights haven't been horrible. I think they go to Michigan. Is it this week? Is it next week? Is it at Michigan this week or am I next week? But my point being is, if one of the teams
this week, Oregon's at Michigan.
If one of the teams from the West Coast wins it all undefeated, they should get 2 national championships. For the
2 trophies.
For the flights that they have to make and the trips that they have to make. It's insane.
I know.
It's literally insane. Nebraska, I mean, Iowa is in the sweet spot. Nebraska's pretty close.
Oh, they're in a sweet spot
for
too,
travel.
Nebraska, yeah.
Yeah, for travel. At least it's like, how hard is it to get to here? Hard to get to here. And also, like I said, one team that would be a tough out right now, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of them real quick, I just saw this. Minnesota's at 24th ranked Illinois. Gophers are favored by 3 on the road at ranked Illinois on Saturday.
That can't be right. Is that right?
I'm looking. Minnesota on the road at number 24 Illinois is a 3-point favorite on Saturday.
See it.
Really?
I see it.
They just killed Maryland.
Who does Minnesota have after that? Yeah, this is where Swim got mad at me yesterday because I said Jake does a great job of pulling up schedules.
Minnesota after Illinois will head to Rutgers, who is falling apart.
So their chance could be win-win.
Then they host Penn State.
Wow. That will be a game.
Cause some problems for Penn
State. That will be a game.
Wow.
Write it down.
Oh, yeah.
You want to be at that game.
And then they will finish at Wisconsin. So Minnesota, again, 5-3 right now. They could get to 8 wins, possibly 7-8 wins.
Wow. They are favored at Illinois.
Right now, as of right now.
If you're Minnesota right now.
Gophers, 3-point favorites at 24th ranked Illinois.
If you're the athletic director at Minnesota, right now you're flexing a little bit. Okay, we're 5-3. And we're definitely going to a bowl game. Depends on which bowl game we're going to. And we have one big game at home yet.
Yes.
We can push everything in on. And there's a chance that they could win all 4 of those.
What about Fleck? Isn't he flexing?
What's that?
PJ?
Oh, yeah, he'd be flexing.
Fleck might be.
You don't even know.
It's peacock.
You don't even see Minnesota is like they don't exist.
I know.
No one talks about them.
No one even talks about them.
They beat USC at home.
Yeah, not a word. Not a word. Now, again, so talk about an officiating one. Okay?
Yeah.
So, again, can change that. They called it against Minnesota scoring a touchdown to win the game. They called it no touchdown.
I know.
Then they overruled it to a touchdown, but you can't see the football.
Nope. You couldn't.
You can't see the
still
football.
Could see the
no
football.
one can see it, and they just said touchdown.
He's got to be in.
It's got to be in. Well,
he's
is
over the
he in?
line.
You called it no touchdown,
and
you called him in, and just like, well, it's a touchdown for Virginia Tech. No, it's not. Where's the ball? Well, that's a
couldn't tell.
That's an odd one here. That's on me. Can't see the ball, but they changed the call.
Robbed him.
And it says all they say is has to be clear and indisputable evidence. And there's 2 times where there was not, and they changed the call. You have no
in
idea.
The same week. That was the same week too, by the way.
They looked at that play on Nebraska's on the targeting on Ohio State for like 7 minutes.
That was a long review.
2 things. And like I said, and then they came back and said right away from the commissioner's office or whatever, yeah, that was not targeting. And so that for 7 minutes. So they missed that call too. And there's going to be some missed calls, but and then the OPI that Coach Rule talked about, the one that they called in the end zone, that was horrific. That was a classic no call or be on defense. But it was a no call.
They were hand fighting.
It was a no call. The other one, no, it was a
It's
PI.
unbelievable they called that.
But oh wow.
When we come back, Bill's
Roll
Bills,
call.
Bugaboo Tuesday, and Song of the Day next. An early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and proud to be involved in our community. Property tax relief is important to every family. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history, and I will continue to advocate for property tax relief. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
Gary Michaels Clothier's 41st anniversary sale is happening now. Our entire new fall inventory of suits, sport coats, sweaters, slacks, outerwear, footwear, all now marked up to 41% off. Don't miss your opportunity to save big on brands like Marcello, Bugatti, Jad Victor, Heritage Gold, Alberto, and Zanella. It's the Gary Michaels 41st anniversary sale going on now through November 2nd. Gary Michaels Clothier's 56th and Pine Lake, right here in Lincoln.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxers on Saturday, November 9th with Vertex at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now's the perfect time to go with Nebraska football on a bye week. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoickFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, your song of the day from 1969, the night they drove Old Dixie down by the band. 464-568-51 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
Just, I mean, it's sort of a funny choice for some. I don't know why. Are you sure you've never played that before?
If I have, it's been a long time. I
Recent.
cannot-
It would have been
I
the
don't think it
first
was recent.
couple years.
Yeah, I think it's been a long time. So,
what other songs do they sing?
well, Up on Cripple Creek.
That-
You hate that song.
You don't like
I
that?
love
Oh,
that
no.
song.
Yeah, I love that song.
That's a great. Of course, The Wait. That's their most popular.
The
song.
The Wait
yeah.
is, how's that
Yeah.
go?
I went down to Nazareth.
Oh yeah,
Take a load off Fanny.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Great one. How about that though? It is the
Acadian
best name.
Driftwood.
The band.
The band.
We gotta get a name. What do you think? What about the band? That's an incredible
I don't know
name.
what to
Is
do
it
with
taken?
this.
No, nobody has. Okay.
What stood out to me the most was the harmonica.
You were playing the harmonica. I saw that.
Well, it brings me back to a time. There was a time I think it's maybe senior year in high school, maybe 1 year out, where Duke carried a harmonica with him at all times. True story. And he could do a train sound.
Goody.
So, oh yeah, come on.
Could he really?
He could do a really good train sound.
Could he?
He carried a harmonica with him, and all of a sudden, we'd just be in the car, and Duke would break the harmonica out from the back seat. And then after a while, you thought nothing of it. It's like, Duke, play a song.
Play the train.
Play the train
sound.
Play the train sound. So
that's not a bad song that Jake just played. It's fine. It seems like there's better versions. That one's slow. I can
That's
go.
the original version.
The original version.
Like
Yeah.
the original?
It's the OG. It's their song.
Is that the OGs?
It's the band. Yeah.
The OG song.
Yeah.
Nobody else had that song before.
I can go 5.655. 5.65.
I'm a little higher than that. I'm going to go with a 70001.
Because of the harmonic.
The harmonica set me off.
Okay, Ben, what? Hold on now. Bill,
This is
predict
odd.
Ben.
This is odd because I think it should be low. I think Ben's going to enjoy it because it's more of a 6.4.
2.2 from young Ben.
Ooh,
For the band?
Ouch.
Oh.
Disappointed, Ben. But
Yeah.
what else is new?
Wow, Jake.
Sandmaster 6.4, Brett from Bertrand 6.5, Bill and Bennett 6.1, Mike and Dalton a 4 on that one, Gavin and Pender a 9.
Thanks, Gavin.
Corey and Lincoln solid score 5. That's high for him. High for Corey.
It's good for Corey.
Jay Foreman gives it a 0.
It's 0
on the text line. He says, "Damn, 0, damn." He says,
Jay
Not good.
Foreman listening.
Hey, Jay. Jennifer 5, hubby 7.2, 9.9 from somebody from the Attorney of the Stars. Must be
That's Mossman, Attorney of the Stars.
What'd he give it?
9.9.
Thank you, Moss. Thank you. I know he liked the harmonica. I bet Mossman could play the harmonica. I bet he can.
The household was low. I mean, Jennifer giving that a 5.
Well, hubby gave it 7.2,
Yeah.
but she gave it a 5. That's low for her.
Yeah, I thought they'd both been higher. It's kind of in their wheel. What year was that?
1969.
69. Okay, a lot of things going on. There's some upheaval going on. in the country.
There was.
Yeah.
It was upheaval.
The band is trying to hold things together.
Yeah. Interesting take. Jake's had a really interesting 2 days of songs.
2 days of songs have been borderline incredible for that reason. Incredible of the
oddities
of just they're just not your normal. Like, okay, that's why he's Jake Sorensen. That's why I call him for advice.
How about some Cheap Trick at Budokan?
I like Cheap Trick.
Hammer one of those out for us. Hammer one of those.
I played Dream Police before. I played Surrender. I played all the Cheap Trick songs.
Some Jimi Hendrix would be nice.
I played Jimi Hendrix before.
He's getting defensive.
Yeah.
I've done it for
Hendrix does
7
nothing
years.
for
He
me.
had a lot of songs.
I respect him and he's good. He's talented.
Hendrix does a lot for me.
But I'm not like I've just. I've never
I don't
been,
need Jimi
I've never
Hendrix in
been
my life.
driving down a long road trip and Laura throw in the
Put us on Jimmy.
put on
Some Hendrix.
some Hendrix to kind of make this trip perfect.
All along the watchtower.
I'm
I
not saying
don't
this
need
for,
it.
but
It's a good song. I don't need it.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for a Bugaboo Tuesday edition of
Yeah,
Bill's
go.
Thrills. Let's fire it up.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
is it gonna be a bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. Have you seen? I sent it to you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
As always, Bill's Thrills, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows of Lincoln. Call them at 402-730-7387 for a free consultation to plan your financial future today. Bill, it is a Bugaboo Tuesday. What could be bothering you today?
Things that bother me, and this one was big. Hail Mary, fail Mary. Oh, man, it's a fail. It's a fail. I've got to start it off with every place I was at, you would coach this play, how to defend the Hail Mary, and you would coach it so hard. And then I thought I did until I got to LSU. And Ed Ogeron, this was the most incredible play of the week. It was the last play on Thursday's practice, and it was the whole team watching it. And you had to defend it and throw it. You had it where the offense won, and you ran it again where the defense won. And it was the intensity of this drill was so high. Before in every meeting, I would show, hey, here's what we got going. And I would show our team 2 fail Marys of teams screwing them up.
Fail Marys,
in practice and in meetings. Because if something went wrong, I remember one time something went wrong. And we're walking off the field after that, and Derek Panansky's like, Ed Ogeron needs to see the entire defensive staff in the and because we didn't practice it quite right.
Who said that? Poznansky?
Panansky's his name.
Panansky.
Derek Panansky's like, and everyone needs, Ed wants to see everybody upstairs real quick. And that's usually not like, oh, I wonder if he wants to talk if we're doing a good job. No, I'm just telling you, it's so intense. So these errors to lose the game by the Chicago Bears were so ginormous that I've never seen it before. So you're either coaching it or allowing it to happen. So let's just start off with, let's just put this in sense here. There's 6 seconds to go in the game. What a critical error. They have no timeouts. 6 seconds, no timeouts. And they call back-to-back victory, which is the last play of the game on defense, which means they gave them 25 yards of free access on the sideline. So they got a 14-yard play to be able to get the ball to the end zone. All they had to do, guys, was play sideline, which means you basically circle, you build a cone around the sideline. So when they throw the ball, they can't get out of bounds. And then the game's over. They can't throw it in the middle and run up and spike it. There's not enough time to do it. The game should have never went to the final play. The final play should have been from the 22-yard line, and he can't throw it in the end zone from there. No. It was a coaching error of all massive coaching errors. Then
by the Bears.
The next part, I think we probably just start off with their pass rush. When the 3-man pass rush with no overload, they didn't put like a nose guard, a 3 or 5, something crazy, and then they had a spy. What the spy's doing, I've got no idea. So they had no factor of that one. The next thing is that you're taught that only one guy goes for the ball. Everyone else is in a chest out, box out mentality, which means I'm going to box their offensive guys out. One guy's going for the ball, and at all cost, you have a pigtail. The term is pigtail. And the pigtail is to play the what? The tip ball. Tip ball. You have one deep. That's the whole play for the offense, is to have the ball bounce up in the air. It's not to have the guy catch it. It's to have the ball bounce up in the air. Then there was something else that maybe came up like that for the Bears. The play started, and one of their players is not even facing the play.
Tyreek Stevenson.
There are photos. There are photos of Bears fans pointing at him like the play has started.
Turn around.
It's 2 seconds into the play. And then, so what I always taught was, hey, once the ball's in the air, the overlap guy, which would have been him, he runs over for tip ball.
Right.
Every Bear went for the ball. Every Bear went for the ball. And just by chance, the guy who's not paying attention, the play has started. They haven't done anything right there. He runs over and he throws a haymaker at the ball, tips it up in the air. But the guy that wasn't even watching the play.
21.
Now, here's the next one. Generally, what you have to do is you want to bang and lag, which means you stay underneath the receiver, so you're between him and the ball, so I can put a chest on him to box him out. They let him just run free up the field. Just go back and watch the film. They run free up the film. How many plays do you think in the playbook? What do you think, Washington, how many plays did they have to run, you think? They have 9 different Hail Marys? They have one.
One Hail Mary.
Guess what the Bears had, Steve? Guess what the Bears had? 3 timeouts. Call timeout. Get everybody over. Are we crystal clear on what we have to get done? They didn't call timeout. They just let it go. And that's not fair. It's not fair to Caleb Williams to lose that game. It's not fair to Bears fans to lose that game. That is 100% on everyone and the whole organization for that play to happen. They did nothing right. They did. They didn't do a single thing right on that play, nor did they care. They had people looking, and then there are people like, well, what happened? No one did their job, and I can't imagine that that's how it was coached. I have a hard time thinking it's like, hey, because what does the common person say to do? How do you defend it? What do you say? Knock it down. Just knock it down. It's not how it works. It's not that easy. Try knocking down a ball that's been thrown 65 yards in the air.
It's coming like a missile.
It's coming like a missile at you, like that, and just how hard it is. That's why you have a detailed plan, and that's why you coach it like your life depends on it. Like your life depends on it. Just imagine if that's a playoff game or a super, whatever it was, where everything ends. Both teams get a play on from this, but when Stevenson, that's his last name, right?
Yeah. Yes.
When he retires, whenever his career's over,
it's one play.
That's the one play.
It's the one play.
It's the one play. Just so, and guess what? If it happens and a crazy play happens, it could happen. Nebraska's seen it happen both sides. They've seen him lose a game. and win a game in the same spot of the end zone. They've lost one and they've won one, right? They won the loss to BYU, correct?
That's right, and they beat Northwestern.
And did the same thing. They let in that play with Nebraska. They rushed 3. They got him pinned, let him hold the ball forever. Here's the next thing. In common sense from where the ball was. It took Jaden Daniels everything he had to get the ball to the 5-yard line.
Yep.
All you have to do is run a pressure, and you could rush 5. Guys back, but he had all day. He ran around. He patted the ball. He loosened his arm during the play.
Stretched out.
Gave him room. They gave him an alley. Stay away. Everyone clear. Okay, let's go now. Hey, run forward and launch the ball down the field. It was the worst coaching job I've ever seen done on one play. And no one can argue it. And I'm just telling you, if you spent time on that play there, everyone's like going, there's no one on defense going, well, that's what I would have done. Just not good. He came in and threw a haymaker. 2 seconds, the guys were down the field 20 yards, and one of the defenders didn't know the play had started. Had no idea. That's why you call timeout.
He was chastising the fans.
Once you see him lined up, he like that. Jake, do this one. Jake does this one. That's my favorite one. Jake does this one. And then that's why you let them get lined up and you call timeout. Here's what we got. Here's what we're going to do. They didn't do anything. On a win on the road. 1 versus what was Daniels? Was he the number 2 pick?
Yeah, it was 1 versus 3.
3 maybe, whatever.
1 versus 2 or 3, one of the two.
And that's not fair to Caleb Williams to lose that game. It's really not. Anyway, those things bother me.
Understandably so.
It bothers me.
Understand.
There was 32 things done wrong.
The headline again, Bill.
What's that?
The headline.
Hail Mary. It's a fail Mary.
Bears fans are in a rough way after that one.
You're not full of grace.
When we come back, hour 2, I've got a stat about November that will scare Nebraska fans. I'll tell you that next. An early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Investigator Joe Villamonte with the Lincoln Police Union, asking you to vote for Carolyn Bosin for legislator. As a prosecutor, Carolyn Bosin has always supported law enforcement to keep our community safe. Carolyn Bosin has the experience we need. Carolyn Bosin is the only choice for legislator to keep our community safe. Join the law enforcement community in voting to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bosin on November 5th.
Paid for by Bosin for legislature.
Have you been accused of a crime and don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, you need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call Liberty Law at 877-42-LIBERTY. Advocates you need, trial attorneys you can trust. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of healthcare, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Gary Michaels Clothier's 41st anniversary sale is happening now. Our entire new fall inventory of suits, sport coats, sweaters, slacks, outerwear, footwear, all now marked up to 41% off. Don't miss your opportunity to save big on brands like Marcello, Bugatti, Jack Victor, Heritage Gold, Alberto, and Zanella. It's the Gary Michaels 41st anniversary sale going on now through November 2nd. Gary Michaels Clothier's 56th and Pine Lake, right here in Lincoln.
Post Malone is teaming up with Raising Cane's to empower the next generation of artists. For a limited time, 2 exclusive double-sided Post Malone posters are available at Raising Cane's. So post up your combo at Cane's while supplies last and support a good cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through November 3rd, enjoy 8-ounce USDA Choice Bacon Wrapped Sirloin Fillets for $4.99 each. USDA Choice Whole New York Strip Loins $9.99 per pound. 4-ounce fresh salmon portions $4.99 each. And Fairway Bakery Pies $12.99. Buy one, get one free. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Tuesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. Location in South Lincoln at 27th and Jamie Lane. Also at 70th and Pioneers. And what's going on with Shin Daddy today in Triton, Bill?
Shin Daddy has, through some creative purchasing, has got 4 1972. Remember the green? Back in me and Steve's day, everyone had like a green oven and refrigerator. That was a big thing. So he got
a lot of those.
He's got a 1972, 4 of them, Sears ovens, and they're set up in there. They're doing oven lunch. He got 44 boxes of old school fish sticks.
Oh,
he's got old school fish sticks. Remember him, Steve? About this big.
Oh.
The fish stick was a staple for me and Steve.
It was.
And so
it was macaroni.
Yeah, it was unbelievable fish sticks. So he's got 44 boxes of those. Then he's got another 400 Swanson's TV dinners in foil. They're not that they're in foil,
100.
and you peel back the area where the cobbler was. Remember when you got it out? It was the whole thing was in foil, Jake.
Salisbury steak.
Yeah, it's Salisbury steak. And then the area of the peach cobbler or the apple crisp, or that you peeled back the foil that area, and it takes it's a solid 50-60 minutes in the oven. It takes forever.
It did take forever.
It takes forever to cook it.
It did.
Yeah, but it's oven meals. It's old school fish sticks and Swanson's TV dinners with the foil. It's peeling back for the cobbler.
It's comfort food with the election coming up.
Yes,
True?
it is.
That's
Election protection.
Here we go.
Election protection.
That was even written down, Sip.
Yeah.
He came to his head right there.
Yeah. You would have stopped by my desk and said election
protection.
And then went back to talk to Keith Mann.
Yes, I talked to Keith Mann.
What an idea.
Yeah, so he's got 4 ovens set up, right? Imagine walking in, having those ovens going, with the mitt pulling them out and checking all the stuff. Oh,
Have some salt shakers and pepper shakers around.
he
You
does.
need that.
So, but he's already got. He's going to start them up early, so lunch will be ready by 10:44.
Early lunch today.
all the way through 1:44.
So long. If you want a long lunch,
so have your time there. And Tamara will be there with iced tea
and an apron.
Yes, because she likes to be in the kitchen.
There you go.
So that's what's going on
Thank
today.
you to Shindanny at Midwest Bank.
That is a good idea.
Yes.
And
Remember,
that-
I just couldn't imagine this. Remember, fish sticks were so common. I think everyone had. There was always a box in the freezer of fish sticks.
My mom always paired it with macaroni.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that same as macaroni?
Yeah, I don't know what's this
What's
macaroni?
macaroni?
Macaroni.
Macaroni.
Yeah,
There you go.
Macaroni.
Graham, macaroni.
Macaroni.
It's a solid one.
But yeah, that is a day. Gosh, that's a lot. I mean, he's got the power outlets, obviously. That's the
It's a
one thing
bank. They
I'm
don't
in my
do it.
mind right now. You got to find power outlets for all those ovens.
Yes.
Don't worry about Shindanny.
He's got it. Yeah. That's what you're worried about.
Yeah.
Think
Wow.
you can't put in a 220 real quick. 220,
How dare you?
221.
How dare you?
Whatever it takes.
Doubt Shindanny here at
It
Midwest Bank.
wasn't any
Can't
criticism.
you see him walking by with one of those belts on, with the tool belt on,
I got
running wires and like that off those big spools, running wires in.
1044 to 144.
Yes.
There we go.
What a
Midwest
deal.
Bank. I did some research yesterday. Had a little time. Did some research. Thinking about how rough we know November has been a rough month for Nebraska for
The
nearly-
games you
nearly
remember are in November.
That's what Bill Callahan used to say.
That's pretty. It's a common phrase. In
Well,
football, yes.
My research showed me this because we all know Nebraska has not made a bowl game since 2016. So I looked at every year since then, November records from 2017 through last year. Well, again, UCLA is the first game in November this year. Since 2017, Nebraska football in the month of November has been 5-22. I repeat, in the month of November, since 2017, Nebraska is 5-22. Year by year. 2017, 0-4.
Okay.
2018, 2-2.
There you
Scott
go.
Frost.
There we go. Making
First
a
year.
comeback.
Frosty.
2019, 1-3.
Setback.
2020, 1-3.
Okay, that was
Staying
the
the
COVID
same.
season and began October 24.
Correct.
But still,
So-
November's November.
2021, 0-3. 2022, 1-3. The win, of course, against Iowa. Big win.
Ooh,
Shout out to Bill. And then 2023, 0-4 last year, which combines for 5-22 since 2017 in the month of November. That is painful.
It's a lot of bleak Novembers, and that explains the bowl streak, right?
It does.
The bowl-less
Bowlers streak.
The bowl-less streak. So now,
Well, and we talk about, again, UCLA on paper is not, it's not a must win because you still have 3 games to go to get to a bowl game. But because of these stats, because of the record in November and how it has gone, it feels like an absolute must win to change the tide of this month. It has been a painful month for 7 years for Nebraska football. Now, the whole 7 years has been rough in general, but the last month of the season has been horrible. It has been putrid for Nebraska.
yeah, and they do have a great chance to change that narrative because as we've established many times now, all these games, I mean, they could go 4-0.
Did you look at the losses? Like how many were to ranked teams? Did you actually
I did not do
did you
that.
actually select the look at
I can look it up real
You
quick.
don't, no, that's a lot. Don't worry about that. I just wondered how many of them were egregious losses through those whatever 6-7 years, compared to ones that were like very winnable games.
Well, I'll tell you, 2017. Let's go back to that one. That's the first year. That's when Mike Riley got fired. Of course, they lost to Penn State in November. That was a 56-44 game. It was not that close. They scored a bunch of late touchdowns to make that look better on the scoreboard.
Nebraska did, yeah.
That same month, they lost to a bad Minnesota team, unranked 54-21. That was Demry Croft, who was running over Nebraska.
He looked like Gale Sayers.
That was bad. And then he did. He was the quarterback. He was
Kansas
even
Comet.
good.
Yeah.
And they closed against Iowa, who was unranked and lost 56-14 in Lincoln. That's what got Riley was fired after the game.
It wasn't just one game that got him fired.
I know.
It was a lot of games that got.
In 2018, let's try to load up here quick. I don't know for sure.
That's when they beat Michigan State 9-6 in the snow.
That was an unranked Michigan State team.
Yeah, that was regarded.
I
as a big
remember.
win.
I have no idea where I was coaching at. I remember watching that. That game was horrendous.
Snow.
snow. I mean, it was like
cold.
just to get. It was like 8 first downs in the entire game.
It was
felt
brutal.
Like, yeah.
You know who the quarterback from Michigan State was? Jake, pull the name.
Was that Rocky Lombardi?
Yes, that was Northern Illinois.
Didn't end well for him in Northern Illinois.
No. That was 218.
Yeah. He played last year.
I know.
He played last. Yeah, and just so you know, he wasn't a true freshman that year.
Right.
He was not a true freshman.
And it was the same guy, too.
Yeah.
It's not a different guy named Rocky Lombardi.
Was it Rocky 2? Was it Rocky 2?
2018 is the only year they actually played pretty much every game good in November. Again, they went 2-2, but they lost to Ohio State, which was ranked 8th, 36-31. That was a good game. And they lost at Iowa 31-28. And they beat Michigan State, beat Illinois. So that was a good month. That was the only time we've really seen a respectable November.
What year was that?
That was 2018.
Oh.
2019, you ask again, who they play that was ranked. So they lose in November in 2019 to two ranked teams, Wisconsin, 37-21. And then they lost to Iowa 27-24.
2021 wasn't horrifyingly bad because they lost to Ohio State at home. Bill might remember. Oh, you've mentioned this game. 2021 it was 26-17. Ohio State lost and Nebraska played pretty well. Then they lost to
Didn't they kick a field goal late to kind of make it that night? If Nebraska could have got a stop, would have got the ball back. If they kicked a field goal to kind of end it, they kind of got a late drive and kicked it.
This was 2021. Yes, it's 2021. That's exactly right, Bill. They lost at Wisconsin. Jake, remember?
I was there.
They had a last gasp pass.
Yes, Martinez. Yep.
Yeah, they lost 35-28. It wasn't This was when we are in the throes of the Nebraska's close discussion, right?
The greatest 3-9 team ever assembled.
Yeah,
that was the conversation.
And then they lost at home to number 16 Iowa,
28-21.
Yeah, again. Well, see, we're close. It was always that they're close. Which, they were close, but
2020 again in 2022, the year that beat Iowa, they had the loss to Michigan. When Michigan was really good, 34-3. That was a tough team, but you lose to Minnesota 2013, and you lose to Wisconsin. The game you led the whole game 15-14. So that was they didn't play terrible. That was a rough loss. It was hard because they led the whole game to like the last 10 seconds or 20 seconds. But the point is that they've had some bad losses and they've had some really close, painful losses. But it's 5-22.
That's amazing.
Since 2017.
That record tells a lot. It tells a story, a lot of the story. God dang it. And I like it because it does set up this November. This November shouldn't be that way. It should be at worst 2-2. It should be at worst 2-2.
Is there any chance? So it goes UCLA, Wisconsin, right?
No,
USC
after the bye week,
Wisconsin, and that. So there's really no chance of breaking the streak versus a ranked team.
No, they won't. They won't have a ranked. They won't have a ranked team the rest of the way.
There won't be a ranked team.
USC has no chance of being ranked. No. Wisconsin won't be ranked.
Maybe
Iowa won't be ranked.
Iowa keeps.
I don't think so.
Iowa could be, but I doubt it.
Potentially could be a 25th or something. Maybe when you're playing, that could potentially happen. So there's an interesting dynamic, and trust me when I say this. I'll make it very clear from the start that this is not like, oh yeah, so he's going to have him. This is going to be a big deal. But there's an interesting dynamic from UCLA as far as someone being like, hey, I know what it's like to play there. I know how important it is. And that's their offensive coordinator in Bieniemy. So Bieniemy has played in big games in this stadium. He's played in big games in this stadium. So he'll be able to kind of paint a picture of what it's like for his team to be able to play. That it's still the team that plays. There's nothing else to that. I mean, it's not like, oh, it's going to be that's the difference in the game. It's going to be that because he's played for Colorado in big games here. No, that's not it. But he will be able to paint a picture. It's always nice when you have people on your staff that have been there, that have been to places you've seen. It's like, hey, when you go there, you can paint a picture for it. The stuff to be able to do that it always helps a little bit when someone can be like, hey, tell them about what it's like. Tell them about what it's like when you go there. Tell them this situation. What's the locker room like? It's like you go to Iowa. Hey, it's small. It's pink. It's this, it's that.
Is it still that way, by the way?
It's still pink, yeah. Yeah, it's still pink. It's actually kind of fun. That's the one thing I thought. This is not trying to like bragging, but luckily I've played there 3 times and won every time. So Iowa's like a phenomenal place for me. We were at Wisconsin. We played them twice at Iowa, back-to-back years. They flipped. We had to play them back-to-back years.
Really?
Had to go there and play them, and we beat them both years. It's a fun place to win. So when Nebraska wins there this year, which I'd be shocked if they didn't. It's a fun place
would
to
be
win.
shocked. I would be not shocked if they did.
I like the optimism. I like the belief.
Well, I mean, I think they can win, but I won't be shocked if they lose. I was.
So it'll be.
What's the series right now?
I would.
Hasn't gone well.
I would say I think you're going to know really early in this game against UCLA what type of game is. I think you're going to see UCLA kind of asleep at the wheel or completely dialed in. I don't think it's going to be kind of they kind of banging around. I don't know. I think you're going to be able to tell pretty early on what they're like. I think you're going to have a pretty invested team coming in here in UCLA.
I do too.
They went on the road. They beat Rutgers, and the game should have been handily won. They kind of let Rutgers back in it. They did it with a turnover. They could have just ran the ball, used clock, kicked the field goal to go up by 10. They kind of jacked around with what they were doing. But that's a tough game to fly from LA out to Piscataway and play. And so that's an interesting thing. They've had it, but how much better they get during their bye week? What they do.
That's the question.
That's the question. And or are they healthy?
Did they get better?
And are they really invested team to see who plays? Because you see it all the time. Not everyone plays the same all the time. They just don't.
A quick peek. Now, this is early. A quick peek ahead to the weather, because in November it gets weird. The high is 60, which is fine, but there's rain forecasted on Saturday in Lincoln. Both teams don't run the ball that well. Nebraska ran the ball well against Ohio State. They have not ran the ball well this year. UCLA does not run the football. They don't. They refuse to run the football. If it's a rainy game, it's going to be a very interesting picture in Lincoln, if it does stay with that forecast.
The hard part defensively against UCLA is they don't run an offense, they run plays. And that's okay. I mean, that's just the enemy is very much he's through the, being with Andy Reid so long, he will have a bunch of plays that he likes. He will have different sets and different plays. It's not just like some teams you go, hey, they're going to line up, they're going to run inside, outside zone, they're going to run this, they're going to do this, this is what they're going to do, this is the complementary off of it, all done it right. They have plays. And so they're going to have some things, they're going to have some plays dialed up that are just something new and unique. They will have several plays that you'll say, see that on film? No, they've never done that before.
The quarterback runs it.
That'll happen.
Ethan Garber.
Yeah, the quarterback will run it a little bit. And that's something to watch. But man, you should hold them to 9. 7.
Just put up 35 points at Rutgers.
Yeah,
but Ohio State was averaging like 40 something.
That's true.
So, but I'm with Sip. It should be
hold them to 9.
It should be a 30 something to 9 game.
Yeah, Rutgers' defense has just gone south. What happened to Rutgers?
Yeah, they started off 4-0.
Caved in.
They've lost 4 straight.
They caved in.
The game before Nebraska played, like I said before, Washington went up and down the field on them.
Got 500 plus.
500 plus against them. Yeah, and yeah,
500.
I don't think Rutgers wins a game again. I think
you know, 4
okay,
and 8.
then Shiano.
Lose 8 straight to close.
Yeah,
they were 4-0.
Lose 8 straight.
What do you make of Shiano?
I don't know what you.
Herbstreit called Rutgers a dark horse college football playoff team before the season.
Who did?
Kirk Herbstreit said they're a dark horse college football playoff team.
Can't see them
before the season. They were 4-0. It looked pretty good at 4-0 with the win at Vatech.
The Vatech win is incredible. Right now, talk about 2 teams. Remember, I said you don't stay the same. Rutgers, Vatech,
upward.
I mean,
they going up?
Yeah, they're only got 1 loss. They can win the ACC. I think about the 1 loss. It's on the Hail Mary. On the Hail Mary, they'd be undefeated in the conference right now with a win over the best team in Miami, and they don't because of the officials.
And now their loss to Vandy looks pretty good because Vandy was a ranked team last week.
Almost beat Texas.
I just wonder when the Big Ten officials. I don't know who that is. Like I said, when I was in the Big 12, I was always in charge of talking to whoever the charge of the Big 12 officials were. I'd talk to him, and I just wonder when they're on the conference call. Hey, Larry. I see that right there. Yeah, that's not the guy with the ball. The guy with the ball's over here. He's on the 37. The guy here,
the wrong guy.
That's not the guy with the ball.
Notice his hands are empty.
His hands are empty.
He doesn't have the ball.
Doesn't have the ball. Larry, the guy over here is the guy with the ball.
He's on the ground with the ball.
Circle it like with the yellow thing. See right here.
This isn't close.
This isn't close. This is the guy with the ball's here. The guy with the ball's here.
How are we going to spin this?
Okay, what's our plan here?
When we come back, NFL winners and losers next on Early Break.
Wow. Oh, God, Jake.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosson. Education is a cornerstone for strong, vibrant communities. I voted for the largest investment in education in Nebraska history. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and understand the valuable role of education in growing our community. This is Carolyn Bosson, and I will continue to support education in the legislature. Vote Carolyn Bosson on November 5th, paid for by Bosson for Legislature.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores. Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Busch Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Busch Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at BoichFarmOutfitters.com. That's BOECK FarmOutfitters.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 29th is $1 off per pound on New York strips. Spend $50 and get a free brick of ground beef and 25% off on tea. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. This October, the Bonsall Spooktacular 10 event is back with spooktacular savings all month long. Stop by anytime in October to discover incredible deals, including hot tubs as low as $5,995. That's up to 20% off MSRP. Plus, enjoy 10% off infrared and traditional saunas. Don't miss out on these hauntingly good offers. Visit Bonsall Pool and Spa today. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better at 33rd and Pioneers. It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
We're on the air.
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
To more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We will get to NFL winners and losers in a second. Before that, quick plug for our friends at Trados.
Trados.
Grain marketing does not have to be difficult. They make it easy for you. If you're struggling with grain marketing.
But it is difficult, Jake.
It is difficult, but not if you go to Trados.
No.
Trados makes it easy. They make it easy, Bill.
They do, and I tell you one thing right now. We're an ag station.
We are an ag.
And that's where we
love ag.
That's where we base everything out of is ag, and then we're Nebraska at heart with our soybeans and our corn.
Ag,
and then occasionally we'll talk some Milo, and also talking to Adam Ickes, they'll talk Milo with you also. So let's make sure we're not missing out on the missing grain out there. We don't want to hit off that.
It's easy to overlook Milo.
Yeah, it's easy to overlook it all the time like that. Alex Gade, Gade, incredible job. So he's running Northeast Nebraska, but he crosses into Iowa. So that means he's crossing state lines and he's crossing rivers and making waves. He's crossing rivers and making waves. He has got things. If you're in Northeast Nebraska, and you're like, hey, I wouldn't mind making a bunch of extra money now that I have this big pile of corn over here. Alex Gade is the guy to get
Dial him up.
Dial him up. And no matter what, like they said, imagine the fact right now. It's like, okay, we know we have probably this much money here right now, but we'd like to make 22% more. That's all you got to do. Call Trados, Northeast Nebraska.
Spell it.
What's
I
that?
got it for you. The website is GOTREDAS.com. GOTREDAS.com.
And
GoTrados.com.
And reach out to Alex Gade, Gade. Said he's crossing state lines, and it's not. It doesn't even bother him.
They specialize.
He's going into other territories. Like, watch this.
They specialize.
He specializes.
And you know what else? You know what else?
What else?
Jake specializes in NFL.
Let's do it. It's time for Week 8
God, I love
NFL winners.
Did Miami
and
make
losers.
it?
Oh, they're on the list somewhere. Let's see where they're at.
Somewhere.
Now, winners and losers sponsored by our friends at Fuhrer's Cheese Spread, available in most local grocers. It is the king of the tailgate. Also, as Bill said, put it in your chili. Give it a shot. You haven't tried it yet?
Yeah.
Try it.
Okay. Have a dollop.
Okay.
Just whip it in there. Yeah, it's really good.
Dollop.
Sounds good.
I like
the cracker.
The
or
word
two.
dollop is a good word. It's a good word. To the winners. Hey, we're going to go specifically on players and units today. How
Whoa,
about
units.
That? Really?
Okay.
The big unit.
The biggest winner of this week was Jameis Winston. People said the Browns had no offense. No, Deshaun Watson just stinks. He's out for the year now. We hope he gets better with his injury. But Jameis Winston has 27 for 41, 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards passing against the Ravens, a good defense, and the Browns win 29-24. He is by far the biggest winner of Week 8
Hands
in the NFL.
down. I agree with it.
Has to be.
Jameis will tell you that too.
Yeah. When I saw him airmail that ball over the guy's head by 10 yards into Hamilton's hands and he dropped it, and the next play throw the touchdown pass. Yeah.
Pretty,
but still 3 touchdown passes, 300-some yards.
Nope. He had the drop pick, but he had no actual interceptions. How about Jameis?
He said, when I make good decisions with the ball, I am a great NFL quarterback.
Really?
Love the confidence in Jameis Winston.
It's
Number
true.
2, Jalen Hurts, 3 rushing touchdowns, 16 for 20, and a passing touchdown against the Bengals. They rolled in the second half.
They beat him up.
Took care of Cincy. Cincy's now 3-5 on the season. Philly is, I believe, 6-2 with the win. Jalen Hurts had a rough start to the year. He's looking better the last couple weeks. So that's quarterback for the Eagles.
Good.
That's a good team.
Number 3, a guy that nobody is talking about this year so far. I don't know why.
Why?
But Josh Allen, he gets lost in the Jared Goff mania. He's been awesome. Jared Goff has been awesome. But
he does.
Josh Allen threw his first pick of the season. It was Week 8.
Whoa.
Again, and they rolled. They won 31-10 over Seattle. He still was 24 for 34, 2 touchdowns, 289. Nobody's talking about Josh Allen. He's been phenomenal this season for the 6-2 Bills.
He has
Who do the
one
Bills
pick.
play this week, Jake?
They host the pathetic, lowly Miami Dolphins, which would be likely a 38-point
Will the GM
drubbing.
make the trip?
I hope not. Hope he's fired by Sunday.
Easy.
For his career.
Easy.
Number 4 winner, a guy who's been slow so far in his NFL career with high expectations. Kyle Pitts on National Tight End Day goes 4 receptions, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns in a big win for the Falcons over the Bucks in Tampa. Kyle Pitts again started to turn it on this year.
Probably the most talented player I've ever had to defend.
Kyle Pitts.
Oh man. He was in Florida. He was ridiculous. It was like, who are we matching up on this guy? How we do? I mean, it was like, and he would play in line. They'd flex him.
Yep.
It was like, he was a remarkable player.
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts having a good year at Atlanta. Number 5, this is a coach I'm putting as a winner.
Okay.
Matt LaFleur, Green Bay coach.
Yes.
All he does is win. Jordan Love gets hurt on the road in Jacksonville. Jacksonville's playing good football in that game. They had a good offensive showing. Malik Willis comes in once again, saves the day, and the Packers win 30-27. They're 6-2, and Love has been in and out of the lineup all year. They're 6-2. Matt LaFleur is a great football coach for the Packers.
And
I hope they realize that.
And the organization didn't just go palms up
Yeah.
like some other organization that I know. That I'm
Jake,
familiar
they have.
with. Well, we can't win without a starting quarterback.
Yeah, so we're
Right.
out. No.
Right.
We're out.
Yeah.
What kind of
That's why the
organization
GM needs
is
to be
that?
fired in
Okay.
Miami, okay?
Imagine that Signetti like that Sunday after the game like that. Well, we can't beat Washington.
Yeah.
We're done.
We're done.
No. How about we just take the number 2 guy and get him ready to go?
Right.
How about that?
I just
Maybe
don't-
prepare him. Yeah.
I'm just flabbergasted by that conversation.
And to the losers, number 1 is collectively, besides Buffalo, the AFC East is horrible. The Miami Dolphins are second place
Second
at-
place.
at 2-5.
Oh, God.
It is atrocious. It's pathetic. The Jets lost to the Patriots. Both of those teams are 2-6. Buffalo is 6-2. It was supposed to be a down year for the Bills. They lead by 3 games right now in the division.
It's over.
We're
It's
8
over.
games in.
Really hard to lose for a 3-game lead. It really is.
I think the Jets might catch him.
Yeah.
The Jets have lost
They're
5
so
straight.
close.
The AFC East is pathetic. Everybody should be ashamed of it. Buffalo, congrats on your division victory title by end of November. They'll clinch by November, it feels like at this point.
Boy, how about Rodgers? What a horrifying story.
It's been bad. Speaking of horrifying, now this team almost won, but the stats the last couple weeks have been horrifying for this quarterback. Anthony Richardson, quarterback for the Colts. Here's the stats, guys.
These are awesome.
He was 10 for 32 passing. An NFL quarterback. 10 for 32, 175 yards, had a couple big plays, and they had a Hail Mary chance to win the game. He still was 10 for 32.
Who was his QBR, I wonder? Ben,
I
check
don't know.
his
It's
QBR,
not
would
good,
you?
though.
Check his.
Probably like a 16.
If they were playing Joe Flacco, they'd be a playoff team. Joe Flacco proved when he played, he still has something. That team has got a decent defense. They've got a decent offense. They have a quarterback that just doesn't get it.
He took himself out of the game because he was tired.
For a play, he tapped out because he was tired.
He was tired.
He seriously tapped out.
He did.
This has been a big. Bill, it's been a
He
huge
tapped
story.
out.
He
He
tapped
said it.
out for a play.
He said it
Yeah.
at the podium
Yeah,
after the game. I was tired.
I've never seen an exhausted quarterback. I've never seen.
He's been ripped apart for that, as rightfully so this week as a starting quarterback.
He goes, I'm not gonna lie, I was
48.3.
tired.
He was 48.3. That's a wow. Yeah, for a QBR.
Now, this one's gonna blow your mind. This will make Bill's cringe as a special teams guy. The Titans special teams. This is not a. They gave up in one game 190 yards of punt returns.
That's amazing.
I did not stutter there.
That's amazing.
Khalif Raymond, Lions punt returner, had 5 returns for 190 yards on punts, a 90-yard touchdown, and another 70-yard return that was not a touchdown. How is that possible? It's the NFL. Bill.
That was vintage.
That was vintage.
In a season, 190 is a lot to
Yeah,
give
a lot.
up. It's a game.
Ben, pull up the punt return yardage. Basically like that, the leading punt return yardage like that in the NFL. I
That's
can't-
astounding.
That is
190 punt return yards in a game.
What are you doing at that point as a unit? I mean, what are you doing?
Well, you don't have the thing is that obviously it's hang time with the punt. You can't change to the NFL. It's all pro punt because you vertical set. And also what that means with going on is that you can't be down the field until the ball, your foot hits the ball. So you can't say we got to release quicker, we got to do this, different formations. You don't have those options to be able to do that. And so because no matter what, they can't go down the field. Okay. So it's really hard like that, because what must be happening is that what they're doing is they're probably vicing on the outside and just eliminating those two guys, and then the inside core is not good enough, or just the opposite. They're not good enough on the outside, and they can win one-on-ones, which means now we can make sure there's no one free in the core. But 190 some yards.
Say the name of the guy again that got him.
Khalif Raymond, the punt returner for the Lions. Now, keep in mind, the Lions put up 52 points, and Jared Goff had 85 passing yards.
So to this time, Ben just got some numbers there for us. Hold up there again, Ben. They have 315 yards total, which means they got roughly 200 of them in one game. Think about that. The other 7 games, whatever it was,
115.
115. And they got more than half of their yardage in one game.
The Titans also, I believe, in their first game against the Bears had 2 punts blocked. I think they have 3 or 4 punts blocked this season, and then they gave up 190 yards of punt returns. What's happening?
Yeah,
the NFL. 2 more losers. They're paid. They are paid a lot of money.
Well, is this as bad as the Fail Mary for me? Jake, right now, is this for you? Is this your
I feel like you should be cringing about 190 yards given up by the special teams. What's wrong? Number 4, the Panthers collectively suck. They go to Denver, and they're horrible.
What was the score?
28-14. The score's not bad. They had a touchdown with like 2 seconds to go to make it 28-14.
And how about Sean Payton at the podium, who just said, well, we didn't go against a good offense. He said,
well, the Panthers stink.
I'm
They've got nothing
surprised
going
he would
for
say
them.
that, though, about another team.
Now, did they go back to the original?
That Bryce Young is starting now, and he's still not good. That team's bad. They actually
went back to Bryce Young.
led 7-0, and then the
We
game
got somebody out
kept
there.
going.
I don't know. I hope he's not firing something, but
that's Jason.
Oh, hi. Oh, Jason.
Garbage man Jason out there. And number 5 loser, the Saints have lost 6 straight games. They lose 26-8 to the Chargers. Remember, they had that incredible start 2-0. They had 40-plus points, and now reality set in. Quarterback's injured. Team sucks. They're 2-6. 6 straight losses for the Saints.
Whoa.
That's tough, because that is one place when the Saints are playing good, which they've played a lot of good football in the past. When that place is going, that is a must-see. Go see the Saints play. In
NFL town?
Yeah, that is a NFL
Football
town.
town.
They love their Saints.
Wow, Jake. That's a wow.
I will never get over the punt return yards in Tennessee Lions. It's just disgraceful. Disgraceful.
I believe for a long time, when I was at Northern Arizona, we held the record. We had 287 yards of punt return yards in one game. 287 yards. We ran this double jam, and we didn't really rush anybody, but it was a fun day.
I'm sure it was a blast for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is NFL Week 8 winners and losers, sponsored by our friends at Führer's Cheese Spread.
Thank you to Führer's.
Yeah, and the punt returner, Ricky Pearsall.
Yes.
Who got shot
It was
at
the Niners. Yeah.
It was his dad.
Oh, his dad.
His dad was the one that was the punt
So it was
returner.
this was in the
long time ago.
Yeah, 90s. Yeah, Lumberjacks. The Jacks.
This was in the 90s?
90s.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is time to play the game show.
Nice.
Give us a call
Ben,
right
get
now.
ready.
464-568. Have a chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. Today's topic is starting quarterbacks on ranked teams. Top 25 teams.
Don't feel good about that at all.
Starting QBs. Do you feel good about? Do you think you know who's starting on these very good football teams in college football?
Yeah.
464-5685. Shut Up Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
We have a line open for you. Don't be scared. If you're streaming, your chance to call.
You talk to Ben.
Yeah, you talk to Ben.
Talk to Ben. Oh, Ben just answered the phone.
Yeah, now we got a call there. 402-464-5685. Again, our topic, starting quarterbacks on ranked teams. We got 25 options
Come on,
here
Bill.
today.
I'm not good.
You might surprise yourself.
Are you going to tell us the quarterback we named the team?
That's correct. Yeah, I would tell you the quarterback's name. You tell me what school he is starting.
Can I look at the rank?
You sure cannot. No, you're not. No, you can't do that.
Well, we should be able to do that.
Why?
It's okay, Jake.
You know the
It's your
rankings.
game.
Derrick Henry's on the line.
Okay, Derek, how do you feel about starting quarterbacks on ranked teams today?
Oh, we're gonna get shot.
That doesn't sound like Derrick Henry.
What if it was the starting running back for the Ravens?
He sounded like that. All right. All right, let's go.
All right,
let's go.
Derek, first question goes to you. Here we go. What ranked team is Eli Holstein the starting quarterback of?
Eli Holstein.
5.
That's a very good question.
It's a good question.
All right, here's the countdown. 5,
4,
3, 2.
I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
Here's a pass. Okay.
Pass.
I'm going to take a shot. I don't care if we go down -1. Pitt Panthers.
Oh, good job.
Brilliant.
I did not know that.
I've set us up.
Bill has been used properly. He is out, though, so 1-0 lead.
Properly.
Sip, here's your first question leading 1-0. What ranked team is Maddox Madsen the starting quarterback of?
Maddox Madsen.
Think about good teams in college football.
I am thinking of good teams.
I'm of no help here.
Maddox
Madsen. I'm out.
Maddox.
Even if I was in, I couldn't help you.
Kind of a cool name.
Yeah.
Maddox
It really
Madsen.
That's what's odd.
I know.
He's got to be thinking the highs, thinking the 20s.
I know. See, my problem with this game show is I don't know who's down in the lower parts of the
5
ratings.
He's got to be in team like 19 through 25.
Yeah.
3.
Iowa State.
I like the guess. It wasn't right. I need to know the Iowa State.
Derek, do you want that one or not?
It's a bad guess.
I'm gonna go with Boise State.
Brilliant.
Thought
Boise State is correct.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Genty
Now we're in
wasn't
trouble.
great. Hey, Genty wasn't great on Saturday. Averaged like 3.7 a carry.
He's human, you know.
Yeah.
He's a human. Yes.
It's
It's not AI.
1-1 tie for the lead, Derek. Last question. What ranked team is John Mateer the starting quarterback of?
Layup.
Bill, can I help you, though?
Mateer.
John Mateer.
I've heard the name, but I'm not sure the team. Mateer.
5,
Sipple. This is a layup.
3,
He's one of the. I love
Iowa
him.
State.
2. What? You say Iowa State?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Bill,
What if
can
we
I
didn't
help
shut
you?
up Bill and Steve is my life?
You'd be doing pretty well. We can't help you, though. Sip, you don't have to take this question.
Oh, pass.
No, what was it?
The Palouse.
Washington State is 7-1.
Jeez.
And John Mateer is starting quarterback for them.
They are 7-1.
7-1. Ranked. Yep.
How did that happen?
This is for you, Sip, for the win. If you miss this, Derek can steal it and go and win outright, or we go to the tiebreaker. Last question, Sip. What ranked team is Kevin Jennings the starting quarterback of?
Louisville.
They're not even ranked. They're not even close to being ranked. They're like 4-4.
Derek, do you want that, or you want to go to the tiebreaker?
I think we're going to have to go to the tiebreaker.
What is it, Bill?
I don't know that one.
Oh, he's SMU.
SMU.
Oh, I should have known that.
So again, we're minus
because
6 in turnovers.
Because
and
they
one.
sat the other guy down.
And they won.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
now
Yeah.
wait a second. So he
has been starting quarterback. Okay, this will go to you, Sip, and Derek will go over under your number.
Come on, Steve.
Sip, how many Division I quarterbacks have 2,000 plus passing yards so far this season?
Oh God,
most are through 8 games.
2,000 passing. Oh God, this is hard.
How many Division I quarterbacks so far have 2,000?
So 133 teams.
Right.
Yes. Or 134.
Just over halfway through the season.
2,000. I'll say 16.
Okay. Over under 16.
That's a solid number,
Derek.
Steve.
16. I'm going to go under.
That's a win for Sip. 25 quarterbacks
Really?
for 2,000 plus, leading with North Texas's Chandler Morris has 2,873 yards.
Chandler Morris.
25
Is
quarterbacks.
he a transfer from Tech?
I don't know. We can check that out.
I don't know where he.
Derek, we'll get you back on the coffee. Thanks for calling in and calling down the road. Nice try.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hey, that's a 1-1 record.
All right,
Yeah,
here we
yesterday
go.
was a
Yeah,
debacle.
Yeah, it was awful.
But you won today, so
Yeah.
not
We're
going
back.
to win this.
Thank you,
Change
Bill.
the streak, Ben. Change the streak.
That's
+1.
W1.
Yes.
For the streak.
God, we are exactly 500 again. 31-31. 31-31. Ugh. Very average.
Better than
we're
below
32
average.
and 30.
I appreciate what you did today. I wouldn't have got that win.
So Bill would have had 3 of those then? You didn't know Holstein, did you?
I got him.
Oh, so you got Holstein. You didn't know Boise State.
I didn't. I probably would have thrown that for a guess. No, I didn't know it.
But you knew for sure though, John Mateer.
Oh, Mateer was
Palouse.
a layup.
John Mateer. Washington State is 7-1.
7-1.
In a
They've won the Apple
conference.
Cup. They beat Washington.
When we come back, the spillover on early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Gary Michaels Clothier's 41st anniversary sale is happening now. Our entire new fall inventory of suits, sport coats, sweaters, slacks, outerwear, footwear, all now marked up to 41% off. Don't miss your opportunity to save big on brands like Marcello, Bugatti, Jack Victor, Heritage Gold, Alberto, and Zanella. It's the Gary Michaels 41st anniversary sale going on now through November 2nd. Gary Michaels Clothier's 56th and Pine Lake, right here in Lincoln.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
This is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bozin, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Post Malone is teaming up with Raising Cane's to empower the next generation of artists. For a limited time, 2 exclusive double-sided Post Malone posters are available at Raising Cane's. So post up your combo at Cane's while supplies last and support a good cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
When your home fills up with family, Aloe Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Aloe Fiber experts install it all. And full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters. And the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneer Pioneers Boulevard.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Koppel. Get 0% financing at Koppel. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Koppel. So please stop on by or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. 0% with roof credit.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444. If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yep. It is time for the spillover with AD, sponsored by our friends at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers One Love. AD is a happy man this morning. His Pittsburgh Steelers are 6-2 after a 26-18 win last night against the Giants. On Monday Night Football, Russell Wilson 20 for 28, just shy of 300 yards passing.
Nice.
Maybe he's in the right offense again now, not with Denver anymore.
You know, he gets he has that 300 if Derek Jones, Broderick Jones, the tackle number 77, man, he's cost us 15 touchdowns. 15 in his career so far, and he's only been 2 years. Because holdings. Oh, last night it was a beautiful pass from Russell to Pickens in the end zone, and was called back and Broderick didn't have to grab the guy's face mask. What is his tackle?
Yeah. So Russell was rolling out to the right, grabs his face, and then Broderick grabs his face. I mean, he's good. He's penalty prone at times and the most inopportune times. But Pickens would have had another touchdown last night had he not done that. But I'll take the win anyway and get it.
Final score 26-18. The Giants now 2-6. The Steelers are 6-2. You play the Commanders and Ravens coming up though.
We got a very hard schedule ahead of us right now. We got an off week coming up, which is much needed. Let some guys get healed up, etc. But it's time for an off week.
I'm going to take the conversation to a place where Jake's not. I'm just going to do this. It's sports.
What?
Paulo Banchero last night, 50 points for the Orlando Magic. 50. The first. Look at Jake.
Well, hey, the Heat won last night too. We're 2-1, baby. Beat the Pistons. Yeah, the red hot 0-4 Pistons.
Back to Paulo Banchero, 50 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. He almost had a 50-point triple-double in Orlando Magic's 119-115 win against the Pacers. Banchero is a dude.
He is good. He beat the Heat.
He dropped a 50-piece last night.
50 AD.
Yeah,
50 AD.
And 13 rebounds and 9 assists.
When he walked out, we went to watch him in Memphis last year. I'm a sports fan. I don't mind talking about this. We saw them in Memphis last year. When he walks out of the locker room, that's another. It's like he's like LeBron.
Yeah.
He's just a freak athlete.
Over under 8 Orlando Magic fans in the state of Nebraska.
Oh, geez, here we go.
We know Alex is one.
Alex, my grandson's one. He watches every game, and I do always tell him, you might be the only person in Lincoln watching this game. We can't go eat.
We can't go eat yet. One for sure.
But you know what's
are there 7 more?
I like that though. I like a guy or a gal that rides to the beat, marches to the beat of their own drum, if you would. Doesn't care who everybody else likes. How long has he been a Magic fan?
Since I can remember. He's only 18. He's 19. So
what made him be just out of Magic fan?
I don't know how he became a Magic
because they've been bad for a long time before.
He's been a long
years.
no, but he was a Magic fan when they were horrible.
See, I like that though.
Yeah,
When it's like we were talking on the break, ride or die with, man. That's your
Right.
squad.
Yeah, I mean, he will rearrange our schedule. Now we can't do this because the Magic are playing.
Oh, my bad. How dare I try to do this when the Magic are playing? Yeah, but young Ben tried to say, ask AD, is it okay for Jake to switch teams? I said, I'm not trying to switch teams. I picked this crap. This is the life I chose as a Dolphins fan.
It's a very interesting way to put it.
Maybe someday
This
it will
is
change.
the life I chose.
Maybe it will change someday and it'll be worth it and fun and winning will happen in the playoffs or just in general. But as of right now, 33 years, nothing to show for it.
This is the life I chose.
We'll see what happens over the next 33 years. I'll ride with them forever.
How long has Ben been a Dolphins fan?
Well, he's 20 years old. I'm gonna guess probably since he was 10, maybe.
So 10 years ago. So this jumpsuit I'm wearing is literally 10 years old from Walmart. I'm not joking either. Because I'm dead serious. I'm not joking. This jumpsuit is literally probably 15 years old from Walmart.
No kidding.
Because
It's held up really well.
Looks pretty good,
They
AD.
sell that Wilson. The starter. It's starter. Starter. I don't think they make starter anymore.
You've kept it rolling for 10 years.
This jumpsuit is older than Ben. He says, what do you say on there?
Choose happiness, Jake. No. I had that chance a long time ago as sports. I chose not to. I just chose to be permanently angry and sad as a sports fan, and I'm riding with that until
You have
things
ridden
change.
with it. You have ridden with it.
I've never even considered leaving my sports teams.
Well, Jake, I'm asking you this. November 5th is a trading deadline in the
Okay.
NFL. Do you think the Dolphins try to get a QB or some other position?
No, I mean, if the Dolphins lose to the Bills, the season's over. They're 2-6. It's done. You got to trade. You need to trade people away.
Who would you put out there?
I would say Tyreek Hill. Who wants him? Give me a first round pick.
The
Let's
Chiefs
talk.
go after him?
Maybe.
Could they absorb that
Just
money?
got Hopkins, so I'm not sure they go for Hill
Oh,
now.
no, they won't.
I would say, I don't want to trade Waddle, but he's tradable too. I mean, everybody's tradable. I mean, the team sucks. They just suck. The defense,
Everybody's tradable.
Jalen Ramsey
The
got a big
team
contract.
sucks.
He's getting beat by Marvin
This is
Harrison
my
left and
life.
right. Their best defensive tackle got poked in the eye in practice. He couldn't play because he thought he was going to go blind for a second. In practice, almost went blind because a lineman hit him in the face.
Do you think this is a curse on the program because they put Tua back in the game like 2
No,
years ago?
the Dolphins are cursed because they built their stadium on Indian burial grounds. That's what the problem is.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yep,
that.
the Hard Rock, Hard Rock Stadium. Was built on Indian burial grounds, and so the team is cursed until they move the stadium, which will never happen because it's beautiful. Look at Rico.
Wow,
it's true. It's true, Rico. I can see your face in the picture. Yeah, it's true. They're cursed. Until something changes, the Dolphins will never be good. I'll be wasting time and passion by following them, and that's the way it's going to be.
He's accepted.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Good. I don't leave. It'd be weird if all of a sudden you were a.
It's like that movie. I'm not leaving.
Cowboy.
I'm not leaving.
Not leaving. On that note, we got to go. The Drive with Raph, AD, and AG is next with Steve Sippel and Bill Busch. I'm Jake Sorensen. We will see you tomorrow.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team